absolutely crumbled.
He's crumbled.
Thomas Tuchel's busy trying to bring glory back to England for the first time since '66. But how did he get here? Well, from the sleepy town of Krumbach via some giants of European football, here's his journey to Wembley. Sitting around 60 miles west of Munich, Krumbach's population is less than 14,000 people. But Tuchel's friends there remember a boy whose ambitions lay far beyond the Bavarian community. His will to win was evident early. Tuchel often captained his youth football teams, and his school side lifted the national German football trophy in 1987. The Sport took the young defender on a whistle-stop tour of South Germany, from Augsburg to Stuttgart and then Ulm. A knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, though. Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart youth setup in 2000, hired by none other than Ralf Rangnick. Under Tuchel's stewardship, the club's under-19s won their league title in 2005. But Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract, feeling Tuchel had an abrasive personality. He went on to manage Augsburg's second team before spending 5 years at the helm at Mainz. He then followed in Jurgen Klopp's footsteps and moved from Mainz to Dortmund. Here, Tuchel secured his first major silverware, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more major trophies came next for Tuchel in just 5 glorious seasons. He won 2 Ligue 1 titles and a pair of domestic cups as PSG boss. At Chelsea, he famously lifted the Champions League, as well as a Super Cup and a Club World Cup, and he also bagged a Bundesliga at Bayern Munich. And then, 4 months after leaving Bayern, Tuchel was unveiled as England's new manager.
I always wanted to come back to England. That was my big goal. I have the best memories of the country, of the league and of the players, the attitude towards the game, the attitudes from the supporters.
Well, here's hoping Tuchel can finally drag England over the line at a major tournament.
Aston Villa. Let's get in there.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. A very good morning to one and all. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Browse at UK's best used car deals and score your dream car today. Check out the website for more details. Ali here, and a man that needs a cuddle. There's no doubt about it. He needs a cuddle this morning. Gabby, how are you?
I'm in Martin Keown form today, Ali. So you better be careful winding me up. And anyone who calls in, let's be respectful. Let's have a serious show. Let's get to the next level.
I'll tell you where I am with it, right?
Oh,
No, they can say what they like, and you can have a bit of stick, but
yeah.
you predicted it. You did,
Yes.
mate. You said to me, was it last week? It might have been the week before. You were really, really concerned. You were, and I didn't really share your concern. I thought you'd be okay. But, well, at this moment in time, mate, I mean, you're really struggling to recover from those injuries, and you've been proved right, sadly.
Yeah, I'll just look at the game last night, Ali. Great start from Villa. Leon Bailey done well for the first goal. You know, he actually went on his weaker foot on the right-hand side, not cutting inside, got a crossing. It's amazing what you can do, isn't it, Ali, when you actually use your weaker foot and go the opposite side as the defender expects you to. Great dummy from Watkins, goal from Douglas Luiz. You're like, okay then, come on, we're back. And then from that moment, it was all Chelsea. Watkins unlucky with the offside goal, which was tight. But
it was tight.
Ali.
It was the second tightest offside goal of the night.
Ali, honestly though, Ali, like, I'm watching the game, right, and I'm listening to, like, Stephen Manneman on commentaries as well, and he's saying exactly what I'm watching. How can you play a high line when Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo have got no pressure on them?
Yeah.
The first Chelsea goal, Martin is not even looking behind him at gusto. Fernandez time on the ball in behind, across the goal, João Pedro. Chelsea could have scored, Ali, 10 goals from getting in behind Aston Villa. It was like watching Villa from 3 years ago. You know, when we had that high line, Ali?
Yes.
And then, like Spurs had as well, where it's like everyone's getting through, chance again. It was that Aston Villa again. Probably the worst defensive performance I've ever seen under Unai Emery. It was that bad, mate. And
I've got to say, I thought the movement, I thought Pedro, well, I saw the highlight. I was at Newcastle, mate, but I saw the highlights obviously coming up. And I'm thinking to myself, it's funny because I don't look on him. I think he's a very, very talented player and a good player, but I'm not sure he's an out-and-out number 9. Having said that, I thought he took his goals like an out-and-out number 9. Do you know what I mean?
Ali, they had a field day all around the pitch. Cole Palmer was having fun. Garnacho, who's not had a good game all season, of course. He has the man of the match performance against Aston Villa, as I expected. He had a field day. Midfield, Caicedo, Reece James, and Fernandez.
Yeah.
They probably went in the dressing room, Ali, and done a bike session. They probably because they didn't get touched during the game. They probably need to do some extra cardio. It was that easy for them. So really poor performance from Aston Villa, and the season's capitulated, Ali.
It's amazing though, Gab, because you're right. Terrible result. Particularly against one of your rivals going for these places. At the same time, mate, United beat, I mean, obviously City dropping 2 points. Liverpool the night before, mate. You know, there's still everything to play for. I'm looking at Villa 17th in the form table. We've seen a 10-point gap with Chelsea chipped down to just 3 points. You know,
the problem with Villa, though, Ali, is that I don't see where the next win's coming from.
I know what you mean.
We struggled against the teams that are below us. We lost to Brentford at home. We lost to Everton at home. And then you think, oh, Chelsea, okay, a team that's going to open up a bit more. Then you get smacked 4-1. Could have been 7 or 8. So I don't know where the next win's coming from. Manchester United away next, where Villa's always struggle. The teams that are fighting for the Champions League positions now, I don't look at Aston Villa as a challenger anymore. I really don't. On recent form, 1 win in 6. And I can't see where the form's coming from. They look deflated at times last night, Ali.
Well, would it not give you any hope at all? Looking, I mean, I was at Wolves on the Tuesday night. Who incidentally a great result. Liverpool didn't do enough to win the game. I was at Newcastle last night, Gab.
Yes.
And Newcastle, with their 10 men entire second half, deserved to win the game. They were better second half than Manchester United. I was disappointed in Manchester United second half with 10 men. I don't think they did nearly enough. It didn't play with anything like the urgency that Newcastle did. What a winning goal, by the way. So you must be given a little bit of hope by the fact that there's nobody really going to grab it, is there?
Yeah. The problem is, though, Ali, is that the manager has called the fans to do more. Last night, the fans were amazing, and then you get produced that load of like garbage from the players again. So the manager looked deflated with his hands in his pockets after we went 2-1 down. So very disappointing for Villa. But the story of the night is not Aston Villa, Mr. McCoist. It's Manchester United losing to 10 men Newcastle.
Yes.
And did you think that was a second yellow for Ramsey?
No, I didn't, mate. No. I didn't. I actually think when he goes down, I actually don't think he's looking for a penalty, to be honest with you. I think it's an easy one for the referee not to give a penalty. I don't, because the way it is, the referee's never going to give a penalty for two reasons. The most important one being it's not a penalty, right? And that's the first thing I've got to say.
Yes.
And I'm not sure he's looking for it. Is he? I think he's probably. He thinks he might be getting a little bit of a connection, and he kind of protects himself a little bit. I don't know, Gab. I think
agree with you.
I think it's a half.
Was that more like it from Newcastle, though, Ali? Is that the Newcastle that you used to seeing
much
already?
More like it, mate. Much more like it.
Joe Linton was a big plus, wasn't he?
Oh, mate, Joe Linton was different class. He really was. Different class he was. I mean, I gave the man a match. I'll tell you a laugh, Gabby.
Yes,
you give a man a match. You give a man a match, but maybe 5 minutes before the end, right? So it was definitely a Newcastle player. Although I thought Fernandes did some good stuff as he always does. He had a couple of good deliveries in and gave United real chances to score. By the way, Ramsdale could have won it with a couple of absolutely, particularly second save, Gab, from Zirkzee. We have seen some goalkeeping, by the way. When I think of Pickford's save, which was ridiculous from Tonali's volley, a Ramsdale save from Zirkzee, I don't know if you've seen it, Gabby, it's out of this world, mate. It really, really is.
Trippier was good, wasn't he?
By the way, well, there you are. So I've given man a match for 5 minutes to go to Dan Burn, right? And I'll stand by it because I thought he was terrific. And then Kieran Trippier had the greatest 3.5 minutes of his life. Right? Gabby, I'm not winding you up. The wee man, the Newcastle captain, who had a good game all night, by the way, right? So, this first thing I'm doing at 11 minutes past 6 in the morning, I'm publicly apologising to Kieran Trippier, right? Who stuck me in it with his magnificent last 3.5 minutes, having had a great game. He could have been man of the match easy.
They owed their fans that, didn't they, Ali?
They did.
Because it's been very disappointing in recent weeks. At St James's Park, conceding too many goals.
They'd lost the last 3 at home, Gab.
Exactly. It was one win in 6, wasn't it, until last night? So, good news for Eddie Howe, but Manchester United will be fuming at that one then in Michael Carrick's first defeat, is that right?
It is, you're absolutely right. And by the way, what a winning goal.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dear me. Sula just comes in, he's a wee step over and whips it around Harry Maguire.
Goal.
Again,
that's the sort of goal, Addy, where you can't blame the defender, Maguire, because Maguire's probably thinking, like, weaker foot, go on then, you can shoot. It's going to go. It's going to be a wild effort to whip it, bend it into that bottom corner, and maybe there's a reason why he's coming on before Wissa. Wissa was was it 40-45 million pound signing, but he's bringing Ossalute on before him.
I know, mate, I know. But the place, I'll tell you right now, there was a wee period, Gab, you know what it's like, particularly up there. There was a wee period in the second half where the referee, there was about 4 or 5 kind of 50-50 tackles going about. Newcastle thought they could have got a couple of free kicks. The fans, the atmosphere was absolutely jumping. And by the way, I'll tell you a belter, right? I'm sitting doing the game in the first half, and I keep feeling a thud in the back of my head, right? And I turn around. I don't know if you heard, Gab.
Alex Shearer, wasn't it?
Shearer, man, honestly. Right, I've looked down and there's about 7 sugar cubes down at the bottom, down at my feet. He's been battering sugar cubes off the back of my head while I've been trying to do the commentary. It's sensational, mate. Absolutely sensational.
Ali, but there's so much more last night. Like we spoke about it yesterday about how big the games were last night. West Ham getting what a result that was for West Ham. Forest getting a point.
How good's he been, by the way, Somerville, recently?
Exactly.
How good has he been?
Well, have you seen the goal, Ali?
Yes.
Leno.
he's in a different postcode, isn't he?
What's Leno doing?
I had no idea.
He's done that a few times this season, but the pressure on Spurs tonight, Ali, wow.
Unbelievable.
West Ham and Nottingham Forest, they're coming, and they're coming with fire. So Spurs need to win tonight.
Hey, Gab, I know you're disappointed last night with the Villa result, but tell you what a league we've got, mate. What a league we've got with Forest.
It was a lot better last night, though, Ali. Like, the football hasn't been great recently, but last night was very good. Well, Arsenal balled themselves to another win, didn't they? But apart from that game, every other team played entertaining football.
All right, mate, coming up, we turn our attention to back pages, and it's all about the title race and the favour Forest did for Arsenal last night. Never mind that, the favour did for Forest last night, and Gabby's still trying to avoid it, but there were a lot more Villa chat as well. This is a safe space for you Villa fans. 03717 22 33 44. We're off and running.
No.
Wow.
No.
got Richard, the Liverpool fan, with us now. Richard, what do you make of Arne Slot's comments yesterday and the manner in the defeat against Wolves?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say good morning, which it is for some people. I'm an ardent talkSPORT listener, and I take on board all your comments. The first thing I'd like to say is Simon Jordan cracked it last year when he said it's all right for Slot to win the league with Jurgen's squad. The proof of the pudding will be when he has his own squad. And Gabby's comment about he should focus on Liverpool playing football, not what he thinks about the rest of the league playing football. And I said before Christmas, we're not going to qualify for Europe. Without a shadow of a doubt, we're not going to qualify for Europe, which would mean we won't have the funding, we won't entice any good players in the summer season, the close season. And I just think Liverpool are going to react to this situation too late. And by the time they react, Alonso will be somewhere else and we'll be left hanging in the wind with no one.
So what are you saying? Get rid of the manager now?
I am, because why talk about what the rest of the league's doing when you've got problems of...
Okay, it's Thursday the 5th of March. The time is, of course, 6:19. It's Ali and Gabby that are with you this morning. Tell you what we're going to do, Gabby, so cheer you up. We're going to head to the phone lines. Somebody has dialed 03717 223344, and that's Richard. And Richard, a very good morning to you. You're a Villa fan, my friend. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Richard.
Good morning. Yeah, very well, thank you. I think looking at the Aston Villa performance, it's very, very poor. There's no leadership, no direction. They look so fatigued. I think that's 2 wins in 8 games now. If it carries on, it probably end up costing the manager's job. My suggestion is to go in and get Gareth Southgate, I think.
Come on. You're winding me up. It cost the manager his job.
Richard, it's too early. Don't wind me up, Richard.
Richard.
It's too early.
Come on, Richard. Who are you really?
In the Europa League, I think that's it. I think.
Richard, can you say your real name and real accent, please, mate?
We want to know
Reveal
who you are
yourself.
Really. I know it's 20 past 6, Richard, but we're all over this. This has to be a wind-up.
Yeah.
It will be a wind-up if they keep on losing, yeah. So,
Ali, who is it, Ali?
He can't be wanting the manager's job, man. You may be the best manager in the blinking country, man.
Richard, and next break, Richard, I'm going to phone you and find out really, mate, off air, who you are, pal.
That's fine. Yeah.
You seriously think the manager could be in trouble? His job could be in trouble, mate?
It is a results business at the end of the day, and they're not playing very well. So, if they carry on playing as they're carrying on, he will end up getting sacked. That's what happens in football. Today they could have conceded 8 goals. It could have been 8-1 to Chelsea. They were awful. That's the thing, Aston Villa.
What do you think the problem is in watching the games, mate?
I think there's just no leadership. I think the problem is injuries to John McGinn, Kamara, Tielemans. It's really changed the season. They're nowhere near as good enough.
Gab, is that fair? And clearly injuries haven't helped. I get that.
Injuries haven't helped, but the players available are more than good enough to be doing better. I mean, I like to criticise Onana because I look at his frame, Ali. Like, he's about, what is he, 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah.
But he doesn't use it. He doesn't use the strength that he's got.
I know.
Injury problems, doesn't affect games. His passing's poor, doesn't score goals. I think some of the signings Aston Villa have made in recent years haven't really worked.
Okay, Richard, thanks very much.
Thanks, Richard, Ali. But Ali, I'll see where this show's going, by the way. we need to stop it right now, Ali. Okay?
You can. Listen, I know you're in a couple of bad results, right? But you might have one of the best managers
exactly
in the country.
I know.
Right, I tell you what we're going to do after you and I have been completely knocked on the ropes with that call there. We're going to have a wee look at the morning's back pages.
Back page review on talkSPORT.
It's time to say a very good morning to Katie. Katie, tell me there's no. Just please tell me there's no Unai Emery must go back pages.
There is absolutely not. You'll be pleased to hear. There is lots of Arsenal and Bukayo Saka with the back of his shirt with 7 Heaven on the back page of the Star. You've got Mind the Gap, Pep. You've got Heaven and L with pictures of Bukayo Saka and Erling Haaland on the back page of the Mirror. 7 Up. So you see a theme here with a 7-point lead over Man City and Arsenal 7 clear. Thanks to
7.
Saka's winner. So lots of the back pages are reflecting on just the title race once again. Also, I suppose, guys, how important was last night with, obviously we had lots of tuning in to Man City and then Arsenal, Man City dropping points after that 2-2 draw with Nottingham Forest. I mean, Gabby, how crucial was it that Arsenal got the job done? Maybe we will get into the style of play in a moment. Yes. But you know, they got the job done, didn't they, against Brighton?
Yeah, it was deflected goal, wasn't it? And the keeper probably should have done better from Saka. But like Ali says, in recent weeks, listen, I want to see entertaining football, but Arsenal fans haven't won a league title in over 20 years. They don't care. They'll have 1-0 to the Arsenal every week if they win the title. So it's job done. And in a title race, Manchester City have folded first, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. And as an Arsenal fan, don't care how we win the league. Yep. As you say, just want to win the league, even if it's not pretty. And in 20 years, Ali, they're not going to be saying, you know, Arsenal won the league, but how did they win
Couldn't
it?
Care.
Yeah, and I think we've got a clip from Alan Pardew actually speaking after the result last night about how Mikel Arteta's team are grinding out results.
At the moment, it looks like Arsenal are going to see it through. I mean, if they win this league and Man City drawing tonight, this will be a significant evening for it. There'll be an asterisk next to the name because...
I was going to say, what sort of champions will they be remembered as?
You've only got to look at them, really, in these type of performances and say it's just a functional display.
I mean, that's a bit harsh, isn't it, Ali?
Oh, it's harsh. I'm saying it's harsh. I never saw the performance, right? And I never saw the game. I was up in Newcastle, Katie, and I saw the goal, deflected goal. Listen, I don't know. I understand, and I know football fans probably as well as anybody, but I'm a little bit surprised at the overall bitterness towards Arsenal just because they're winning games the way they're winning, right? Did
you see Fabian Hurtzler's comments, Ali?
Where he said, only one team tried to play.
Yeah. I will never be that kind of manager who tries to win in this way.
I mean,
what's wrong with him?
I know. See, that's... whether you think that or not, you cannot be saying that.
No, keep it to yourself.
You cannot be saying that, Gabby, Katie, because... There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat, if you like. You win games of football, whether it's a long throw, a beautiful goal, a tap in, a volley. There's a million ways you can win a game of football, right? Arsenal might not be that easy. Well, they're definitely not. I can accept that easy on the eye at this moment in time. But Katie, are there any Arsenal fans really caring at this moment in time more about the standard of football, the quality of football, rather than the result?
Absolutely not. Especially
Correct.
when they see Man City dropping points. And they're like
Correct.
1-0 to the Arsenal. Absolutely fine. I suppose my question to you, Ali, is there ever such a thing as a bad champion?
I don't think so. No, I don't. I really don't think there's such a thing as a bad champion. I think there's different champions. How can you be a bad champion?
Ali, can I give you guys a stat though, please? Last night, we know you love stats, Ali. Arsenal completed just 71% of their passes against Brighton last night.
Yeah.
Their lowest completion rate in the Premier League match since August 2021. Tut, tut, tut.
Do you want me?
Still 1-0 to the Arsenal. That's the
Do
main
you want
stat,
me?
isn't
Do
it?
you want me to give you a stat? I'll give it to you a stat. Right
They're top.
Here's a big stat. Brighton 0, Arsenal 1. Right.
Well,
There's
it's not
the
fair, Andy. It's not
There's
fair.
the stat. There's the stat that matters, right? That's another stat. See that possession stat? That drives me crazy because effectively it means nothing, right?
No.
You know, it might give you an indication, all right, clearly who's got the ball, but that doesn't tell you who's creating chances. It doesn't tell you who's forcing the game, really. No, I understand what's happening here, but the only thing for Arsenal fans and Arteta and these players, I mean, did you see Gabriel's emotion when he came crossing the tackle late on?
Yes.
I think it was Matoma.
Fantastic, wasn't he, Gabriel?
Brilliant.
Again?
Absolutely brilliant, Katie. So, no, I get it. But 1-0 to the Arsenal, they'll take it.
And another important stat, Newcastle beating Manchester United, down to 10 men. We've got to speak about, Ali, you were across this one. An incredible winner from William Asula. I mean, what a goal that was.
Brilliant, brilliant. I've already apologised to Kieran Trippier for not giving the man a match. I'll probably need to apologise to United goalie as well, because I thought he, could he have dived across maybe, but see when you see it from behind the goal, wow, it is some finish. It's a finish. And I tell you, Gabby, Katie, our commentary position, right behind it, guys. So we were right behind it. So Gabby comes in, he throws in that step over, the right over the left, and then Maguire comes out, and you know what it's like, Gab. As a player, sometimes you like a player to use as a kind of wall to bend it round, and that's what he did. What a finish.
When I watch him, Ali and Katie, when he comes on, he's so excited to make the most of any minutes he gets.
Correct.
So it was like he was never passing that ball, Ali. He thought to himself, listen, this is probably the last chance I'm going to get a shot on goal. I'm
What about a pass up the line, Gab?
Yes.
I actually had a wee think about you. I had a wee thought about you last night. That was the kind of ball you'd have loved yourself, wouldn't it?
Yes, loved it, mate. Yeah,
the one up the line, gives him a bit of time to come in inside.
I don't think I would have bent it into the corner, Ali. I think I would have hit the corner flag in my weaker foot. But yeah, the run would have been great, Ali.
Brilliant. Okay, guys, thanks, Katie. Coming up, there was a classic moment in the sports bar last night where you hear an old friend of ours, yep, I heard it, called up to give Jamie a battering. You'll hear it next.
Bush.
Game Chelsea boss Liam Rosenior was asked if he feels there is a disciplinary issue at the club.
No, it's hard to put your finger on it. You have older teams that have disciplinary problems. There's many aspects to what we need to do, but it needs to change. I hold my hands up to that, and it's something we need to start. We're back in tomorrow. We need to have a discussion as a group. We need to make sure that we go into Aston Villa with 11 men on the pitch for 95, 96 minutes to give us the best chance to win the game.
Do you think you've got disciplinary
What do you mean? I don't think I know. I don't think I know. You cannot have that amount of red cards in the season, and they're not. It's not coincidence. Just that red card with
the Neto one.
Yeah, when I was doing the comms, right, and that is a tackle where he's taking him down. He don't want to run in the corner. He's probably Martinez come off the bench. He don't fancy it. He's running. He's like, I don't really fancy Chain. He's taken a little bit of a cheat's way out. He's brought him down.
Yeah,
and he doesn't want to. That's a tackle for someone that's not on a yellow. I don't think he knows he's on a yellow card. I'm not excusing it because it's another cheap yellow card. And the problem you've got, and I've watched every Chelsea game, is we pick up cheap yellow cards, and cheap yellow cards can lead to expensive red ones.
Yeah.
And I see Enzo Fernandez yesterday, Pedro Neto sent off. Enzo Fernandez, our vice captain, gets another yellow card for throwing the ball down. Right? That's got to be cut out. Your discipline has got to be on point. And I can't excuse it, and I'm not going to excuse it. It's absolutely terrible. Our discipline record this season is nothing short of shocking.
Fancied having a beer in the stands while watching your team at the Emirates, or at Anfield, or at Stamford Bridge? Well, this season you actually can. Drinking alcohol in the stands at Premier League games may still be illegal, but the Women's Super League is doing something different, and here's how we got there. Back in the 1980s, football had a serious image problem. The sport was plagued by violence, pitch invasions and beer-fuelled chaos. Then, in 1985, Margaret Thatcher's government stepped in. They introduced the Sporting Events Control of Alcohol Act, banning alcohol in view of the pitch across England and Wales. Since then, many fans and clubs have called for the law to be relaxed. But despite attempts to change things over the years, authorities just haven't been convinced fans can be trusted. But in January 2025, something did change. The Women's Championship, now called the WSL2, launched a trial allowing fans to drink in the stands. The reasoning? Well, fans at women's matches tend to behave differently. Less aggression, more family-friendly vibes. As a result, select WSL and WSL2 stadiums are now allowing fans to drink alcohol in view of the pitch. It's been a landmark move showing growing trust in fans and recognising that women's football is building its own culture. So could the men's game be the next to leave the 1980s behind? Well, maybe, if fans can prove they can handle a pint without pitching it at someone. Yeah, don't hold your breath. Until then, it's Bovril all around. Cheers to that.
Yep, this is talkSPORT Breakfast with Ali and Gabby this morning, and of course our good friends at Arnold Clark, who have, with over 20,000 used cards online to choose from, they without doubt get a card for you. Now with the boys in the sports bar, well, after the usual tricks last night, winding up Arsenal fans left, right and centre, and a certain ex-presenter and very, very good friend of the show and good friend of one and all, well, they phoned in to absolutely hammer Jamie for some reason. Take a listen to this.
Let's go to Lauren, who's Arsenal fan. All right, Lauren?
Oh, hi, Jamie. Sorry, it's actually Laura, the Arsenal fan.
All right, Laura.
Hi, how are you, boys?
Yeah, we're good. How are you? You feeling good?
Up the Chelsea.
Oh, I'm feeling great. I've just come fresh off the back of presenting the Arsenal game on TNT and just, to be honest, really enjoyed it, Jay.
Oh, it's Woodsy.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Jamie!
Woodsy, you've done it.
What's happening?
Woodsy, why is it taking you so long to phone us up?
Do you know what? I've been revelling in a brilliant season and I've just been enjoying myself.
You know what? It's bad if Woodsy's phoning us up. It's bad.
About you,
Hold on. Where have you been when you've been bottling it, Woodsy? What's happened? All of a sudden you go 7 points clear and you phone us.
Jamie, I had to scroll down my phone. It took about 5 minutes to find you on the table.
I'll tell you right now, could you imagine what she's going to be like when they win it, Gab? Or if and when they win it? I mean, I think they win it. I've said all along they win it. She is going to be absolutely... I mean, if I was a Hara...
I think, Ali, that, I'm trying to look at the fixtures and Man City. Soon they've got Chelsea and Arsenal, 2 home games coming up. This could be done sooner than we think, maybe 3, 4... I'm trying to work out where I should go on holiday, Ali, how long I'll be allowed to take off. And then maybe when I come back, we can move on to who's going to play number 10 for England.
Gabby, somebody will need to explain to me, right? I get it. I know football fans. But am I right in saying 95% of football fans would rather City win it than Arsenal?
100%. Because, you know why?
95% of them would rather win it, and you 100% of the 95%.
Yes, because, Ali, their fan base can be very unbearable. I mean, I've got this friend.
Did we just see a perfect example of it there with Laura?
Yes, I've got a friend, right, Ali. His name's Tan, right, and I've not heard of him for 4 or 5 years, mate. And like a month ago, he started messaging me. Works in London, and every time Villa lose, he sends me a screenshot. He sends me some funny gifts, and he's an unbearable Arsenal fan, Ali. And I said to him, mate, like, I pray for you not to win the Premier League every night. And they're going to win it, aren't they? And their run to the Champions League, Ali. This is getting scary now for the Arsenal haters.
By the way,
scary, mate.
I'm telling you right now. Listen, I'm doing an England here. I'm looking ahead, like you guys do when you do it carried away before World Cups, European Championships. But see that Champions League draw, we had a chat about it. With a sit down with Steven Gerrard and a few of the boys the other day there. They probably could and should be playing Bayern Munich in the semi-final. Is that fair?
100%. Is it a semi-final or is it the final that they've got an easy route to?
No, I think it's a semi.
Is it the semis they've got the easy route to? Okay.
Yeah. Well, listen, I wouldn't be using the word easy, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be using the word easy.
But it's Leverkusen, isn't it? It's Leverkusen.
Yes.
Then is it Bodo Glimt? They're on that side, aren't they?
Bodo Glimt or Sporting Lisbon. By the way, I think Bodo Glimt will beat Sporting Lisbon. So
yeah.
They'll go on to play, I think, Bayern Munich. I think
it's Barca, Ali, maybe in the semi.
Cool.
They're that side of the draw, not Bayern Munich. I think it's the Barca, Newcastle side.
No, it's no, mate.
You sure?
I'm almost convinced up the top end of the draw, it's Newcastle, PSG, Liverpool, Galatasaray, Real Madrid, Man City. I think that's that top of the end up there.
So you're going against talkSPORT's producer, Ollie Thornton? Ali?
Oh, dear me. Yeah, I am, as a matter of fact. I'm going to check that. Is he double checking it?
He's double checking it, Ali. But I'm going to trust you, Ali, mate, with your experience in the game, mate.
What he could maybe do is he could maybe cut a slice of humble pie and he could maybe have it about 7:30. You know, listen, he's been in India, Gabby, swanning it.
He's got a great tan, Ali.
Drinking Kingfisher.
Yeah.
And what's the other one? The other.
He's looking well, Ali. He's looking well. It must be nice, though, Ali, that some people get holidays in their contracts.
We had just shouted in my ear, Cobra, and he's right. That was the beer I was thinking about and I couldn't remember it.
Ali, they could easily win the treble and the quadruple. Like, this could be Arsenal season in every competition.
By the way, you're right. Imagine they get the first one and beat
I know.
and beat City. They are off and running. I'm telling you
Ali,
right now.
Imagine the parade through London. I think everyone will leave the city. Everyone will leave the city, Ali.
I'd love it. I'd love seeing you all in agony. So I would. I'd love seeing everybody in agony. Right, we're moving on to other things. Down other end of the table. Massive evening at the bottom of the table. West Ham beat Fulham 1-0. Thanks to a great goal from Somerville, who incidentally, Gabby, I've mentioned it before.
Yes, been fantastic.
He's been out of this world. He has been absolutely different class. He really has. Tremendous. 8 points for West Ham from the last 5 games. To move level in points with Forest to 17th. Let's speak to host and founder of West Ham TV, Nicky Hawkins. I take it is a very good morning, Nicky. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Nicky.
Good morning, Gabs. Good morning, Ali. Yeah, it's a better morning than it was yesterday, that's for sure.
Nicky, I'm going to say to you, mate, before we get any further, it's a brilliant result, but I would put it to you, mate, I don't think it's a shock result, because even in the defeat up at Liverpool, there's periods in that game West Ham playing really well. You lose a late goal at home to United, a wonder goal from Šeško. Yep. You have a draw, you're picking up points. You look to me that a team that are fighting for each other, obviously, you know, the point I would try to make to you, Nicky, was this. I look at West Ham right now and I see a team together fighting against a relegation, whereas across the road at Tottenham, I'm not so sure, mate.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Ellie. I think it's taken a long time to get here as well. You know, there's been some big movements in the transfer window, and you know when you've got players that don't want to play for the club, it makes a lot of difference. And then when you go into work and you buy players that do actually want to play for the club, it makes the difference again. So yeah, it's been a long way coming, and that's credit to Nuno. Nuno gets some criticism, and I criticise him quite a lot for the decisions he makes.
Yeah.
But the Forest fans that I spoke to before he came to us said he'll get your team together, he'll get your dressing room together. We just wanted to know how long it was going to take, because we haven't, and it's coming together at the right time. So it was a great result, and it was a good performance last night. Not in terms of quality, but in terms of dogged fight, and that's what we need.
Nicky, that's what it's about now, isn't it? This relegation battle. You look at Forest last night, fight to get a draw against Manchester City. And you look at your next game in the league, you've got Manchester City at home. You have to go into that game as well, don't you, and say, why can't we go and win this? Why can't we get something out of this game? Because I've looked through the fixtures remaining for yourselves, Nottingham Forest, Spurs and Leeds, and I'm really worried for Spurs. And West Ham got to keep putting that pressure on.
Listen, there's got to be twists and turns all through the season. So you're going to pick up points where you don't expect to pick up points. You're going to lose points where you don't expect to lose points. And you've just got to ride it out now. And whatever happens at the end of it happens. But listen, there's no easy fixture in the Premier League. None. You know, Man City will attest to that last night. You know, everybody was looking at that game and thinking, you know, the title race is still on. All of a sudden, you know, again, Wolves beating Liverpool, then going to draw on Arsenal when they're already at the bottom of the table with little points. There's no easy games in this Premier League. So what you've got to do is you've got to fight for every point. And that's right. You know, you've got to go into the games now just trying to fight your way out of it. And I think we've got the players. If we can keep them fit, we've got the players.
Nicky, tell me, mate, I'll tell you what I will say. You mentioned the manager there. I didn't have a time to look at it last night when I was going up the road. But he's had a go, by the way. He's had a go. Somerville, Bowen, Wilson, Castellanos, all starting. He's had a go, eh?
Yeah, I think he has to. You know, I think you look at I think that he looked at the defeat at Liverpool last week, and what he has done, Nuno of late, he's changed it up a little bit. You know, when things are not working, he doesn't stick with it. We haven't got time to stick with it now. You know, that's the thing. You know, so he looked at the one up front against Liverpool. It didn't quite work. He changed a couple of personnel around. By the way, I thought Jean-Claire Todibo last night was absolutely awesome in defence, and he's just come back in. He had that red card. I think Axel Disarson. I think that's the core of what he's got going. Is he's got the defence working, and I think once he's got that defence working, Ali, I think that he's given more. He's given more trust to the attack. So he thinks he can go out and get a go because he's not going to be conceding 4 or 5 at the back if he does.
Yeah. What I love about West Ham and Forest last night is, you know what, we're up for the fight. And in a relegation battle, the teams that will stay up are the ones that have got that fight, that spirit. No problem, Manchester United come and score late. No problem, guys, we're playing well. We will get the results. Last night wasn't great, but you know what? An error from Leno, Somerville, great composure and finish. I'm interested to see Spurs tonight. Are they up for the fight? Because they haven't been. If they're not tonight, Palace will turn them over. Crystal Palace were very good against Manchester United. Unlucky to get a penalty in 10 men. Will you be in the end the Crystal Palace end tonight, Nicky?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I think a load of Forest fans will be in there as well, definitely, 100%. But listen, look, as I said last night, and you know, we come out the game, and you know, you're buzzing, but then you see the Man City result. We can do what we can do. I'm not going to worry about them. Whether it's Tottenham, whether it's Leeds, whether it's Nottingham Forest, or even anyone higher, I'm not worried about them. As long as we fight our way out of it, that's all I'm worried about. So
I like it, Nicky. Nicky, I'm conducting my own survey here up north of the border. Fans, who they want to win the league? West Ham fan like yourself, would you rather Arsenal or City win it, mate?
You know what, Ali? I'm gonna sit on the fence here, mate. We're in a fight ourselves, so don't worry about that fight.
Good on you, mate.
That's for the championship, and we'll get there one day, maybe. So.
Brilliant, Paul. Listen, thanks for your time this morning, mate.
Thank you
Keep
very
enjoying
much.
it, Paul. And there's still to come this morning on breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
Okay, Arsenal fans, how are you feeling this morning? I'll bet there's a spring in your step this morning, guys. 7 points clear at the top of the table. Will there be an asterisk next to your name? Oh, I can't believe we're starting this carry on. Will there be an asterisk next to your name if you go on to win the league? Former Premier League manager Alan Pardew has said so. Pards, what are you thinking about, mate? You're causing havoc for us this morning. I think with respect, I'm not having that at all. 03717 223344. Come and get involved. Also, the producer is telling me he has got a big slice of humble pie for me. I wasn't right, Ollie, was I? That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
Can you hear me, Liverpool? You must have one hell of a beating on his slot. Can you hear me, Slotmaster? You must have one hell of a beating. Van Dijk twerking. The beatings. The lima bird. 100% vote. 100% vote. Can you hear me, 100% vote? You must have one hell of a beat. The Royal Albert. Not by the producer. And on it. Yes, and you play the Sonia, the Cavern Club, the Coutinho money. Can you hear me, Coutinho money? You must have one hell of a beating, Jermaine. And the Liverpool Light Street Station, you'll never walk. Hello. Jamie Carragher, can you hear me, Carragher? You must have one hell of a beating, the miracle of Istanbul. How 400 million spread the sun. 400 million spent somewhere does that go to your favour? LeBron James, can you hear me, Liverpool? You almost took one hell of a beating.
Something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. Liverpool, they bottled it in the final stages against Wolves. Another flat performance. What's going on there? Absolutely shocking. Arne Slot is giving it about set pieces this week, but they're right up there with the most boring teams in the league themselves. 03717 223344. Rob Edwards, Wolves. They're looking all right. Elsewhere, Everton. They're flying. They play better football than Liverpool. They're playing the best football I've seen in a while. Sunderland back on track as well. Huge win for them. Leeds fans, bit worried. Still not great. Loads to go at in the Premier League. Can have your say.
The Green Party have won the Denton and Gorton by-election. Labour in third place.
Breaking news that Peter Mandelson has now been arrested. So Mandy and Andy have now both had their collars felt.
What would Andrew Loney tell them to do?
To come clean, be honest. And if Charles is complicit in this cover-up, which I believe he is, then I think he has to fall on his sword.
When you define sex, what your gender or sex, what you mean is biological sex, and that's a man or woman, what you are physically, not what you think you are on a Wednesday afternoon.
Okay, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. Ali and Gabby with you this morning. Gabby.
Aye.
I've got my BAYs and my BARs mixed up.
I did think, Ali, when all the Arsenal fans were going crazy, that yes, we've got a route to the final.
It's another apology. I've made about 311 apologies already this morning. I'm going for a world record. It looked like BA... It looked like BAY and it's BAR. Right, I'm moving swiftly on. I'm going to tell you what we know this Thursday morning, Gab. Arsenal are 7 points clear at the top of the league with only 8 games to play after a narrow 1-0 at Brighton. City do have a game in hand but could only manage a home draw with Forest. I was saying right now, Gabby, that City must beat Arsenal in the league game.
Oh, that's guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Well, they're going to need more than that.
Yes. I'm aware of that.
Do I fancy, I think it's 2 games' time, does City go to Chelsea? Do I fancy them going and beating Chelsea? Not too sure, Ali. Yeah. Chelsea still fighting for that top 5 position. I think this is Arsenal's now, Ali. I really do.
I think you're right, mate. Luke Donald accepted the invitation to lead Europe's Ryder Cup team for a 3rd time. Brilliant. And expressed the hope that John Ram will be available for him to select. And Michael Carrick, as we know, suffered his first defeat at Man United boss thanks to a last-minute William Osula goal for 10-man Newcastle. And what a goal it was. The downbeat Carrick emphasised the need to bounce back.
It's a lot. It's the first one that we've had together, and there's been a lot of good work that we've kind of done to put ourselves in a position where we find ourselves now, and there's obviously a lot to play for, and we've got to embrace that moving forward. It's a lesson that we've got to learn tonight, and we've got to improve from it.
Well, the good news is Katie's back in the studio. Katie, how are you?
I'm very well. I'm very excited about this next bit because Cheltenham is just around the corner.
Are you going?
I'm going, yes.
Oh, here we go. He's not playing that song again, is he? Oh, dear me.
In the day we drink our pints of Guinness, me and Al are living the dream. But first we'll host our radio show. You can just imagine the scene. The sun is rising and the going's good. Cleve Hill's looking splendid and we're having more fun than we should. Whoa, baby, this place will put a smile on your face. It's a race course.
Oh, Katie. Listen, you're not going to believe this. I appreciate it's not good, but it's 100 times better than my Spandau Ballet effort. That was the worst in history.
Yes, so how excited are both of you for Cheltenham?
Love Cheltenham.
Magic.
It's unbelievable, isn't it, Ali, how lucky we are when you do the show. And you got sunrise, and you're looking at the track as well. Beautiful. It's amazing, isn't it?
It's absolutely stunning. Sitting in that obviously the box.
Yes.
Particularly, and you get in, Katie, what you get in we get in early, obviously do the show, and it's kind of it's pitch black when you arrive at the race course, but then round about maybe about 7:10 to 7, the lights coming through, and then you look out. If you get the news or a wee break, I always go out onto the balcony, and you can see the horses coming out for their morning gallop. And it's just, there's a wee mist over the track. It's stunning, Katie. It really is. It's beautiful.
You've never seen Alan smile as much, have you, Ali?
Oh,
for 5 days.
That is without doubt. You know, people have a wee happy place. That's Alan's happy place, Katie.
Well, talking about Alan Brazil, perfect segue here, because the biggest question is not who's winning the Gold Cup, it's actually whether Alan Brazil will make it to his own breakfast show. And so talkSPORT have launched Project Cheltenham. Yeah, it's a brand new mobile game. I've actually played it and it's really good. It's so good, isn't it? When you have to try and get a cartoon version of Big Al to Cheltenham. So imagine Alan Brazil.
Quick, innit?
Yeah, look, if you're watching us on TV right now, imagine Alan Brazil is doing Temple Run. He's got to dodge the detours and distractions to try and get to Cheltenham. I've managed it. I've actually completed it. Got him to Cheltenham. It's great fun. So if there's one thing you do today, try this. And actually, Gabby, each level, Alan gets faster. I've never seen Alan run so fast in my life.
His wee legs are going like
legs.
He wasn't that fast when he was 18.
And the hardest level is trying to get past Ray Parler's Cobra Bombs.
I tell you what though, Katie, Gab, I mean, I'm having a laugh about it. I spent about 20 minutes on it yesterday. I was doing my notes on the Newcastle game, Gab, and I thought, okay, I'm going to have a go at this. And
Ali, you'd have to send it to Alan, see if he'll play it.
Oh, can you imagine his big thumbs? Remember his big fat fingers all over that phone,
There's
man?
no way he's getting past those crabs.
He'd be banging into tables and everything.
And Ali, you're in it as well. I think you're on level 1.
That's right. It's the best place for me. How many days you going, Katie? How many days are you there?
I'm there for 2 days, Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday. But really, like, you've set it up beautifully for me. So yeah, I was just thinking, do you think he'll make it to Gold Cup Day, Gabby?
I think he will. Yeah. I think he will, Alan. Knowing his mind state at the moment, Ali, do you agree? I think he's up for it, isn't he?
I think I've known the big fella a long time. I can't remember seeing him as focused. I think he's right up for it. I really do. I think his preparation's been good. I mean, he's taking a week off before. He normally takes a week off after it.
And you know what, Ali? If he plays this game as well, he gets himself to Cheltenham. I mean, Ali, did you ever expect to be playing with Alan Brazil on your phone?
Katie, I think I'm going to have to go to the news after that statement, right? Right, I'll tell you what it is. ProjectCheltenham.talksport.com/. It's a place to go to download the game. You've got to do it, guys. I'll tell you right now, it genuinely is good fun. Coming up, talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook's with us. He was at Amex last night, and when they put to bed whether Hurtsler and Alan Pardew are right to criticise Arsenal's style of play.
Slot's arguments have got a degree of resonance here. He's compared the rise of set pieces to the increase of three-pointers in NBA.
I remember when I was a young boy, a young kid, every time we thought in Spain, when the people say, in England, when it's a corner, the people celebrate it, like a goal, celebrate the corner, a free kick. I remember perfectly when I was a young boy, so nothing changed. But it's true that I think Arsenal dictate a little bit how they do it, and is an important role. And And before years ago in NBA, the 3-shot point was not involved as much, like Golden State Warriors, where Stephen Curry started to make 3 points and everyone adapt. And now Celtics do it as well. So many teams. So it's part of the ball, part of the dynamics, and you can say complain. Now you have to adapt, and it's part of the game.
Arteta and Arsenal go to Brighton tonight. Brighton boss Fabian Hürzeler has suggested that, well, set pieces, they're getting a negative reaction, so we maybe need a rule change.
I think because it disturbs the rhythm of the game, and there are no clear rules anymore. How much time you can spend for a corner, how much time you can spend for a throw-in. When Arsenal has a corner and they are leading, sometimes they spend over 1 minute just to take a corner, and therefore I think we just have to make like clear rules, because then in the end we have a netto game time of 50 minutes instead of sometimes 65 minutes.
And at corner kicks, of course, we see what happens with all this wrestling amongst players inside the box.
Would you give up the chance to play for your country to become a global star of your sport and earn big money doing it? Well, that's the choice facing rugby players right now because of the proposed new R360 League. Led by 2003 World Cup winner Mike Tindall, it's already being backed by major investors. Its goal? Turn Rugby Union into franchises, not clubs, add some serious cash and a bit of razzmatazz. Or in their words, make the game more watchable, accessible and entertaining, especially for younger audiences. But there's been a huge pushback, a massive no way from the current game. So what exactly is R360 and why is it controversial? Rugby Union is facing challenges on a domestic level right now. There's huge financial instability across even top-tier clubs. The English game has seen leading clubs like Wasps, London Irish and Worcester go out of business in the top flight. The Welsh provincial game is in total disarray too. R360 says they would remove what are easily some clubs' biggest expenses, i.e. the big stars, and therefore make more of them profitable. So the plan is to inject a new lease of life into the sport. But how exactly? Top stars of the men and women's game playing for a franchise-based league with fixtures in cities like London, Miami, Tokyo and Lisbon. Each city would host a tournament featuring all the franchises during a short 3-month season. And though no players have officially confirmed, reports suggest around 200 have signed pre-contracts, some worth up to 750 grand. And if that's the pre-contract, you can imagine where the full wages will get to. Problem is, the rest of rugby says no. In fact, no way. The national unions from England, Scotland, Ireland, France, Italy, South Africa, New Zealand and Australia have declared any player joining R360 will be banned from test selection. World Rugby's also not approved the league. Many fear it echoes football's failed European Super League, a top-down, money-driven idea that could damage the sport's traditions. So is it dead already? Well, Rugby Union is at a crossroads. Some may be against it, but we know others are being swayed by the cash. So will everything work itself out? Or after the European Super League and Live Golf, have we got sport's next big scandal on our hands?
Okay, here we go. TalkSPORT Breakfast, Arnold Clark. Browse the UK's best used car deals and score your dream car today. Check out their website for more details. Ali and Gabby with you this morning. Now, what a night of football we had last night. Monumental night. And it was all across the TalkSPORT network, as you would expect.
How often are all these teams that are involved in relegation, involved in Europe, involved in the title race, going to be playing at exactly the same time?
Fulham 0, West Ham 1, Crescencio Somerville with a brilliant goal.
Villa 1, Chelsea 4, João Pedro hat-trick on 64 minutes.
Very, very good performance from Chelsea. So much better than Aston Villa.
Wouldn't you know it, Bukayo Saka has already made us eat our words. It's Brighton 0, Arsenal 1.
It's a professional, functional display. They're good, they're strong, they're powerful, but there is nothing beautiful about them.
Manchester City 2, Nottingham Forest 2, and it came from the right foot of Elliot Anderson.
They don't look like champions, City.
Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Will Asula, a wonderful world-class goal. Down to 10. Michael Carrick cannot believe it. It's Newcastle 2, Manchester United 1.
Full-time whistle is gone, and how pivotal could this be in the title race for the Premier League? Manchester City 2, Nottingham Forest 2.
Arsenal are going 7 points clear at the top of the table. Brighton 0, Arsenal 1.
Yeah, it was some night, I've got to tell you. Jeopardy all across the board, all the way from the top of the table to the bottom of the table. Arsenal went 7 points clear as we know with a 1-0 win at Brighton. This was helped by City. We held to a 2-2 draw at the Etihad by relegation battlers Forest. Gabby, incidentally, 2 great goals for Forest. Different, but 2 great goals.
Morgan Gibbs-White. Oh.
Yeah, that was magic, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's got up there one of the goals of the season.
Definitely, mate. See the angle. The angle to watch that goal from actually is behind the goal.
Yes.
Where you see it in the back, it's just a terrific goal.
And then Anderson, little 1-2 bang in the corner.
Lovely finish, it really was.
But well, Semenyo, by the way, he's in good form, isn't he?
Oh,
4 goals
like him,
in 7 games for
like him, mate.
Manchester City, and also 15 goals in total, Ali.
Yeah.
Because of Bournemouth as well. He's in fantastic form.
They've made a couple of great signings.
Yes.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. That point for Forest that we're talking about puts them 1 point behind Spurs in 17th, who faced Palace tonight. Oh, man.
What a game.
Neither side were helped by relegation rivals West Ham, who had a tremendous result at Fulham, obviously winning 1-0 with that Somerville goal. It's so tight at the bottom. Chelsea again ground the race for the Champions League. They battered Villa 4-1 in their own backyard. We're going to have a whole section on that. That's a bad news for you, Gabby, at 7:30. Yeah. Also, I was lucky enough to be in Newcastle last night as High Flying United couldn't get the job done up at St James's Park against a 10-man Newcastle as they found a late winner, and what a late winner it was. Somehow, after a perfect night for Arsenal, they're still getting flack. Here's Brighton boss Fabian Hurtzler speaking to talkSPORT's Alex Crook after the game. Not too pleased he was.
I said it to him, and I think it's difficult, but we need just more clearer rules. And normally the goalkeeper should be sent off with 2 yellow cards for time wasting, but you can't do it. And therefore, if you don't have clear rules, I think it's difficult for the referee. But I made my point before it, and like I just mentioned, we have to find a solution. Premier League has to find a solution, because I don't know how you see it, but for me it doesn't make fun to see these kind of games.
Okay, we're not messing about, Gabby. We're bringing in talkSPORT's chief football correspondent, Alex Crook. Crookie's going to give us a full story. Crookie, a very good morning, pal. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm all right. I was at Brighton last night, as you know, and I'm a bit jaded. Did you just say you were at Newcastle and here you are on breakfast? Did you even go to bed, Ali, or did you get indoors and literally just go straight into the bunker and go there?
Crookie, I went straight up the road, I had my phone on, I watched I know, I'm not quite Adrian Durham, but I do a bit of travelling and I catch up on things on the phone. So I was watching the games on the phone, mate, when I was travelling home. Got a couple of hours sleep. I'll catch up on it this afternoon, mate. But thanks for your concern. Crookie, I've got to say, mate, I'm laughing this morning at 6 o'clock about all the kind of, and it's kind of anti-Arsenal comments, unless you're an Arsenal fan. They will not be caring, I don't care what anybody says, they will not be caring about how they're playing. Well, they want to win with a bit of style. Of course you do. But I think we're probably in agreement. The most important thing from Arsenal's point of view at this moment in time is getting results. Alan Pardew's giving them it. Fabian Hurtzeler's giving them it. Gabby's giving them it. Are they right, Crookie?
To a point. Listen, would I pay to watch this Arsenal team compared to, the Thierry Henry, the Dennis Bergkamp team? Probably not. But speaking to Arsenal fans leaving the Amex last night, they don't care. They're going to win their first league title since 2003. It feels after last night like that is now a foregone conclusion. And judging by the roar that went up, because our game finished a few minutes earlier than the Man City game, the roar that went up from the away end when that Man City full-time whistle was blown, those travelling Arsenal fans don't care how they do it.
What was the game like, Crookie?
It was poor.
Was Brighton poor as well?
Brighton were the better team in terms of the way they played football, but in terms of the number of chances they created, they never really looked like scoring, and that would be a little bit of a cause for concern. Saka's got a bit fortunate with the early goal with a deflection and a mistake from the goalkeeper. But after that, Arsenal did what they do best. They managed the game. There was no William Saliba last night, so Gabriel had Mosquera alongside him. He was absolutely terrific, Gabriel. I mean, they were talking on Drive yesterday about contenders for Footballer of the Year. I think when you look at how well Arsenal have defended, and he's central to it, I think he's got to be a massive part of the conversation. But I can understand Fabian Hurtzeler's frustrations, because there was a moment in the second half, David Raya made a really good save to deny Jorginho Ruter down to his right, and then he's gone down in need of treatment. Now, I'm not a doctor, as you guys know, but he's dived to his right-hand side and he's injured his left shoulder. I'm not sure that's possible.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Craigie. However, listen, the one thing you can't argue about, you mentioned that defensively, I still think you're right. No Henry, no Bergkamp, who are just two of the best we've seen, to be brutally honest with you. But what they have got, there's an extremely strong defence. I'll throw another one at you, Crookie, and I don't know how he played last night, but I'm going to ask you, Yuri and Timber.
Yeah. Again, he's been like a new signing, isn't he? Because he obviously missed a lot of his first season through injury. But raining down that right-hand side, keeping tabs on Karim Matoma in the first half, and then Minte, when he came on at half-time, he was exceptional again. And Raya, for all the antics in terms of time wasting, you heard there Fabian Hurtzeler saying the goalkeeper should have been sent off for 2 yellow cards. When he is called upon, he's the best goalkeeper in the league. So this is going to be an Arsenal title win, and they are champions in waiting for me now. I don't think Man City are good enough to catch them. This is built in the sort of George Graham mould of 1-0 to the Arsenal. Over our dead body, you're going to put the ball in the back of our net.
Ali, have you noticed, though, that Crookie doesn't look very smug this morning? I wonder why. Recent weeks, he's been very, very happy with a certain Manchester United, but they can't seem to beat 10 men Newcastle, Alex. What happened, my friend?
Well, Crookie, the floor is yours, mate, for the defence.
Well, I've got a cold this morning, as you can probably hear, so that's why I woke up feeling sorry for myself. Nothing to do, I promise you, with what happened at St James's Park. It was a poor performance, and I'm not surprised, because we recorded the Inside Devils show on YouTube a couple of days ago, and I said despite Newcastle's run of form, a draw would be a good result for United up there because they don't travel very well to St James's Park. The last time they had a midweek game under Michael Carrick, they were really poor against West Ham and lucky to get a draw from that game. So I'm not shocked. I'm disappointed because obviously Villa got absolutely battered at home by Chelsea. The wheels have come off there. Liverpool lost the night before. So it does feel like a missed opportunity, but they got a big chance to put it right, Gabby, haven't they? Because the next game,
Villa.
I'm sure you know, Villa at Old Trafford. And if there's one team you want to be playing in the Premier League right now, it's your old club.
Brilliant, Crookie. You look after yourself with that.
Get back to bed, Alex.
Take it easy, mate. Thanks for your time this morning. Here's one for you, Gab.
Yes.
Coming up, can England win the World Cup? I'm telling you right now, absolutely, there's no doubt.
Of course we can.
Oh, there's no doubt you can, absolutely. However, I need to tell you, Gab.
It's a cricket.
Yes. I'm talking about the cricket, mate. There's a huge semi-final against India. That's coming next. Of course they can win it.
my squad, my 2 goalkeepers are Jordan Pickford, Dean Henderson. I think they both are nailed on to go. Right? So, and if you looked at Nick Pope recently, no.
Okay.
Even though I think Ramsdale, I think Aaron Ramsdale's better, but it's my opinion.
Right.
Shout out Rambo. Back foot.
Hold on, you only take 2 goalkeepers?
Yeah. Would you need? Do you need more than that?
Yeah, legally you have to take 3.
Legally?
Yeah. It's part of the rules.
Well, I'm going to go Ramsdale.
Right, okay.
I'm
I'm a little bit worried now that you've picked your 26-man squad and all of a sudden you've just found out you've got to take 3 goalkeepers. Yeah. Right? Ramsdale, because your mate.
So that's Ramsdale, right?
Your mate.
So that,
Rambo.
Right, here we go.
Sorry.
But that's...
Why you got a highlighter pen?
Because these are I've got highlight the ones that are definite, the others are more work to do.
Right, okay.
You like that?
Very complex, this, isn't it?
Not really.
Okay, go on.
So I've got a question. So I've got question mark next to Ramsdale and question mark next to Nick Pope, right? As that 3rd string goalkeeper.
This is your 26-man squad.
Yes, but listen.
So nail down the 3.
Me and Joe did this. You just side piece, all right? So you just stay over there. I'm about to ring the squad.
I'll just read it out what we do now. Bentley names his 26-man squad.
Thank you. Right, here we
Who
go.
are your 3 goalkeepers?
Right back.
No, genuinely, you've got to pick your 6.
Okay, but it's 26-man squad, right? But some of them are not nailed on. So I can have options, can't I? Thank you, Joe.
This is talkSPORT Breakfast. It is Thursday the 5th of March and the time is 7:19. Ali and Gabby are with you this morning. Now, just 98 days time, excuse me, 48 of the world's best international teams will be descending North America for an absolute festival of football. We cannot wait. That is, of course, the World Cup. And pleased to say the latest episode of How to Win the World Cup is now live. The brilliant Matt Ford and Lloyd Griffith speak to former USA and Premier League goalkeeper Brad Fido. Here's Brad discussing intimidating opposing fans and a quite outrageous incident involving Burnley.
Do you remember any of the things that were said to you by fans? I used to like to have banter with the fans, and I would if they would say something, I might say something back to them, and I was always friendly with them. Playing Burnley away, and I felt I got hit with something on the shoulder. The game's going on, and then I looked down, and it was a brown bag, and it was wet, and it had split apart, and it was feces in it. And this is Blackburn, and I'm just hoping it was dog feces. I mean, if there's an actual adult human being that did that, then that's,
planned it, went through with it.
Yeah, and then threw it at me, and I was like,
good shot.
Yeah, and then I kicked it. Yeah, good throw, good aim.
Brilliant stuff. I've got to say, Matt Ford's one of the most talented guys.
Unbelievable.
Isn't he just brilliant, man?
Legend.
We're really enjoying him. That's how to win the World Cup with Matt Ford. The podcast, it's Maps Out England's Road to Glory next summer. There you go. It maps out England's road to glory next summer.
Yes.
You love doing that, you lot, don't you? You love a map, right? So you can map your way to potential glory or defeat in the semi-final or even defeat in the final.
It's our time, Ali.
You love it, man.
It's our time, mate. Yep,
just
it's our
make
time.
sure you get that map roaded out and road.
It's coming home, Al. We've got the song on.
It's available, of course, on the talkSPORT YouTube channel and all your favourite podcast platforms. Now, speaking of winning World Cups, this is unbelievable. Can England do it? Crunch time in the T20 World Cup out in India and Sri Lanka. Favourites South Africa soundly beat New Zealand in the first semi-final yesterday, which we'll get on to. But today sees England take on India in a second semi-final at the Infidence Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. Said that as quickly as I possibly could, Gabby. Now to give us more, but the one and only Sam Ellard. Sam, a very good morning. How are you,
Good
pal?
morning,
I've not
Sam.
spoken to you for ages.
Yeah, morning, boys. Really good. And you know what? I'm absolutely. But it feels like because the Ashes was such a disappointment and we were so bad, it feels like I haven't looked forward to a game of cricket like this in such a long time.
I need to rein you in for 1 second, Sam.
You can do that.
And I'm going to ask you this question. Did we witness one of the greatest innings of all time yesterday, by the way, from Finn Allen, right? I'll give you a little bit of background, not that you need to know it. You correct me if I'm wrong. Finn Allen beat the previous quickest 100 in World Cup T20, which was held by Chris Gale off 47 balls. He beat it by 13 or 14 balls. What did he have? He was 100 not out after 33 balls. That must be one of the best innings of all time.
Yeah, I had the privilege of doing this yesterday for talkSPORT, and it was one of those where I felt like he was on 60 or 65, and then 4 or 5 balls later, he was on 100 not out from 33, and yeah, he struck the fastest century in T20 World Cup history, and he was absolutely brutal. It was a really good game of cricket. South Africa, 169 for 8 at the halfway stage. You thought maybe they were a touch under par, and this game was a fascinating game because remarkably, both of these two teams have never won a T20 World Cup. When you think of, the great players, the great teams, these two sides have had over such a long period of time, it's remarkable. Again, chasing 170, but Seifert and Allen, they came to the crease, and I mean, they literally from ball one just cleared the boundary. It was some of the most brutal ball striking. Tim Seifert as well, 58 from 33, got them off to a fly. They had 80 runs on the board from 6 overs at the end of the power play, and from that moment on, it was game over. And then Finn Allen, I'm looking at the scorecard and seeing 100 runs and 33 balls almost doesn't look real, does it? 10 fours, 8 sixes, some of the most brutal and destructive ball striking you will ever see from Finn Allen, who's always been a talented player but has never really been able to go on and do it on the big stage, be consistent. My goodness me, he said hold my beer yesterday in Kolkata, and yeah, what he produced was something absolutely frightening.
What a test for England. What a test for England. I mean, right into the Lions' Den, Harry Brook and the boys. I've got to say, Sam, they are not without a chance. You could argue, I watched Harry Brooks for his century against Pakistan, different class. Butler's one of the best of all time. If he hits a bit of form, difficult. It's a big ask, but of course they can do it, mate, yeah?
Yeah, T20 World Cup semi-final against India in Mumbai. I mean, it literally doesn't get any bigger than this. And you're absolutely right. India go in as favourites. They've been favourites to win the tournament for a ball was bowled in their own backyard. But there is absolutely no doubt, despite some of England's stutters and wobbles earlier on in the tournament, we come into this with a decent chance.
Sam, is it the hardest place to go, India away, in cricket?
Yeah, I think so, Gabby. I think given the fact that it's a subcontinent, given the fact that you have to face lots of spin, their England batsmen can often struggle against spin, given sort of the ferocity of the crowd, yeah, I think so. But there is reasons for England to believe today. Will Jackson in great form against Nepal, Italy, Sri Lanka, New Zealand. He got man of the match. One thing England done really, really well in this white ball setup is turn him into this lower order finisher, but an absolute revelation with ball and bat, in particular with the bat, finishing off innings really, really strongly. I think Jofra Archer with the new ball is going to be so important. Power play wickets are so crucial. 8 of his 10 wickets have come in the power play. I just think he's looking like he's getting back to his best. And again, when he's got that new ball in his hand, Ali, if he takes 2 of the first 3 overs, those 12 balls are so important. And another reason why I still believe, despite a lot of the top order being not in great form, in particular Josh Buttler and Phil Salt, when you look at Butler, Salt, Brook, Bethel, Banton, Curran, Jacks on paper, on any given day, Ali, in any T20 game of cricket, like we saw yesterday, Seifert and Allen, they come to the crease and they go bang, 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 and they have a day to remember. They win New Zealand the game.
Well, Sam, we saw to a certain degree against Pakistan, didn't we? I mean, I mentioned Harry Brooks 100, but obviously Will Jackson and Ahmed came in, hit 44 off 16 balls to secure the win. It would be some story, not just for England, right, Sam, but you know what I'm talking about. I mean, Harry Brooks' previous 3-4 months, it would be some ending to that wee particular chapter of his life if he could get him over the line.
Yeah, do you know what, Ali? You're right. That kind of the narrative of that is also remarkable. Harry Brook has had an absolute disastrous winter on and off the pitch. His performances in Australia with the bat were nowhere near good enough. You all know this kid's got so much ability. He's a freakishly good player. He was awful in Australia. And yeah, look, let's be honest, some of his conduct before the Ashes in New Zealand, the nightclub altercation, an England captain going, trying to get into a nightclub the night before a game, not good. I mean, if we're going to take the glass half full approach to all of that, Ali, I'm sure he would have learned his lesson and he will never do anything like that again. So you're right, to kind of come through a tough winter and to kind of finish off the winter from an international point of view.
Sam,
and become the fourth man to lead England, Gabby, to a World Cup. It'd be remarkable.
Sam, what about South Africa? What football team would you call them in the Premier League? Spurs?
I think you know. I was going to say, I think you know what football team to call. I mean, they are like, they might even be more Spursy than Spurs, though, because South Africa are so good. And they've never won a World Cup before. They did win the World Test Championship, but you don't have to play a semi-final in the World Test Championship and go straight through to a final, the top two. And yeah, they always seem to go into every tournament. And you look at their team on paper 1 to 11 and think, this is their year. This has got to be their year. Their team is always stacked full of good players. 2 years ago, the last T20 World Cup in the final against India, they needed, at the top of my head, something like 30 runs from 30 balls with 2 set batsmen and 6 wickets in hand. And they somehow choked and didn't get over the line. I wouldn't call yesterday a choke because, to be fair, what Allen produced was something absolutely remarkable. But yeah, Gabby, it's incredible. South Africa have never won a T20 World Cup. You can go through 6, 7 World Cups and looking at their teams on paper. Yeah. They always have unbelievable teams. But yeah, they just can't seem to get over the line.
1:30 kick-off today, Sam. An average of 8 for Josh Butler. Not been good. This is when he turns up, pal. Believe me.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. You know I'm a big fan.
He's just he's just timing his run, isn't it? Yeah. Look, he's badly out of nick, and it's been sad to see England's greatest ever white ball batsman, one of the greatest to ever do it in the history of cricket, look so badly out of form. He's not being unlucky. He's looking tentative at the crease. Who might tell Josh Butler how to bat, but the feet aren't quite moving right. But it is Josh Butler. Any idea of dropping him is ridiculous because of his track record. Yeah, you know what, Ali? Bang on. I'm with you. He's had
good man.
Figures. Mumbai, India, World Cup semi-final. Maybe get the scoop out, Ali, first ball off to the boundary, and next thing you know, he's going to be away and flying and leading England to that final on Sunday.
Call it a hunch, mate, but I've got a little feeling that you and I will be texting each other quite a lot from 1:30 onwards, pal. Enjoy it.
Top man,
Enjoy
Sam.
it, boys. Have a good day, lads.
See you, pal. Now, how does a VIP suite for yourself and 11 mates for a day at the cricket sounds fantastic this summer. Well, time's running out thanks to Pitch Experiences. We're sending you the Super Box at the Oval for the England versus Sri Lanka ODI in total luxury. It is without doubt the ultimate summer day out. Now, for your chance to win, text win to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or call 0343 418 7260 0343 418 7260. Lines closed tomorrow at 4 p.m. So get on it, guys. That's, of course, when you'll need to pick up your phone. If it rings, 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a talkSPORT promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. So, once again, for your chance to win, text 83338 now. Coming up, bad news, Gab.
What?
Yep. We're turning our attention to the Villa, mate. Oh, dear. Stay in. Don't let him out of that studio.
Manchester United defender Harry Maguire has today been handed a 15-month suspended sentence by a Greek court following an incident on the island of Mykonos. Way back in August 2020, actually, Maguire initially was given a suspended sentence of 21 months and 10 days in prison after being found guilty of repeated bodily harm, attempted bribery, violence against public employees and assault. The very next day, Maguire and his legal team lodged an appeal against that verdict. The appeal nullified his conviction and meant there would be a full retrial. The retrial was postponed on not one, not two, not three, but 4 occasions between 2023 and 2025. It finally started over in Greece today, and it concluded Maguire was guilty of non-serious assault, resisting arrest and attempted bribery. As I say, the sentence is 15 months suspended. Speaking to sources close to Harry Maguire, he continues to deny any wrongdoing and plans to appeal this verdict at the Supreme Court. He's also turned down, we're told, a number of opportunities to settle the case out of court, and he's determined that he'll clear his name legally. Now, Maguire wasn't part of these legal proceedings over in Greece. He's been preparing for Manchester United's big game away at Newcastle tonight. They have the opportunity to cement themselves in the top 3 in the Premier League. And he picked up an injury at the weekend. I'm told Maguire is expected to be involved. So that's the very latest as we have it.
It's not often you associate fan power with Chelsea Football Club, but one of the shining examples of it lies with a group called the Chelsea Pitch Owners. And they've proved to be the thorn in the side of owners past and present who've been dead set on moving stadiums to a larger, more lucrative piece of land. Essentially, the supporters group holds the freehold to the land on which Stamford Bridge sits. Former owner Ken Bates set it up at a time where some unruly property developers tried to evict the club from their ground. In order to prevent this, he established the CPO as a company that owned the pitch and offered the fans the chance to buy a share for £100. As well as that, they also own the rights to the name Chelsea Football Club, so if any owner wants to take them elsewhere, they can't be called Chelsea without the approval from the CPO. Now, in 2011, Roman Abramovich tried and failed to move them away from Stamford Bridge, and this has set a precedent for Todd Bowley and the current power brokers at Chelsea. They know any plan which involves moving from Stamford Bridge will require CPO approval from the now 13,000 fans who own it. There are fans who are concerned that if they stay at the bridge, they'll be left behind their domestic and European rivals who are moving to more commercially successful stadiums. But for the heritage and history lovers, Stamford Bridge is one of the iconic English stadiums, and to move away would be a grave mistake. It might not be as flashy as others, but stadiums like it have something about them that cannot be replaced. One thing's for sure, if Bowley wants to take Chelsea away from their home, he'll have to go through the CPO first.
Okay, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. Ali and Gabby with you this morning. Of course, our friends Arnold Clark with over 20,000 used cars online to choose from. They will without doubt have the car for you. Now, last night was certainly no laughing matter for Gabby's Villa.
Aston Villa.
Let's get in there.
Yeah, Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 4. Absolute thumping for the Villa tonight from a rampant Chelsea side. And that was despite them falling behind inside the first 2 minutes.
Very, very good performance from Chelsea. So much better than Aston Villa.
Yep, we heard that they are not a great evening for Villa at all. Here's one for you, Gab.
Hi, mate.
You're 17th in the form table. They've seen a 10-point gap with Chelsea chipped away to 3 points. They could be 6th after the next round of games, having fallen 16 points off leaders Arsenal. They've lost 4 home games in 2026, including the FA Cup. Now, Gab, I know,
Hi, mate.
but I'll tell you this, mate. And I said at 6 o'clock, as disappointing as it is, mate, it's not. It can't be a great shock to you because you kind of semi-predicted it to me maybe about 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
Okay, first of all, what I want to say, Ali, is that these players, manager, fan base cannot feel sorry for themselves.
Yeah.
Aston Villa are in the top 4 as it stands. They're in a knockout stage, tie against Lille, which is next Thursday away from home. So it's not all doom and gloom. Has it been a horrendous 2026? Of course it has. But you know what it's like in football, Ali? You can't feel sorry for yourself.
Correct, mate.
If you're the leaders at that football club, if you're the Concerts, the Mings, the Watkins, you're getting these players together and saying, come on, guys, let's not let our season fizzle out. It's not been good enough. Last night, I mean, where do I start? The first goal, Martin. He's not even looked behind his shoulder. That gusto is there. Enter Fernandez has got time on the ball.
It's worth mentioning, Gabby, you got off to a brilliant start, mate.
Yeah, fantastic goal, and that was more likely from Leon Bailey, taking his fullback on the outside and using his weaker foot to cross it. Goal. But Aston Villa's tactics were similar to when Unai Emery first come in, probably like 3 years ago, Ali, where they played that high line. Hans Postecoglou done it as well. And you can't play a high line when you're leaving top players like Palmer, Fernandez, Caicedo time on the ball. Time and time again, Ali, they were getting through with ease. Defensively, Aston Villa were very poor. Garnacho was getting the ball, Ali, turning and 1v1 with Matty Cash every time he got it. Matty Cash didn't get tight enough to him, didn't have enough cover. And I just think certain players are letting themselves down. Douglas Luiz doesn't look like the player that left Aston Villa a couple of years ago. Onana's not imposing himself on games. Leon Bailey, not good enough. Jadon Sancho comes on. He wins the ball back, Ali. He goes on a run. Reece James comes behind him. And he just stops. And Reece James takes the ball off him. Just really, really poor performances from Aston Villa. And not enough goals. Only 39 goals scored, Ali, this season. Leeds United have scored 37. Brighton have scored 38. And if you look at the top of the Premier League, Manchester City, 59 goals scored. Arsenal, 59. Manchester United, 51. Chelsea, 53. Liverpool, 48. So if you're scoring 39 goals and the other teams are scoring so many more.
It's funny, Gab, you know, I've got to say, looking at it, I mean, with the greatest respect, there's probably no greater team than Tottenham, for example, that could point to injuries. I mean, and they are certainly part of the game. You can't blame it all on them. But it certainly looks to me like so yourselves are missing that presence in midfield.
You are though, Ali, and Kamara. But come on, like it's not as if Aston Villa have got young lads in the midfield. You've got a £50 million signing Onana, not doing enough. You got Douglas Luiz, Brazilian international. You got Ross Barkley, who's coming on off the bench. You've got Sancho, Bailey, Buendia, Rodgers, Watkins, Abraham. You've got a team there that should be doing a lot better. A team that shouldn't be losing to Everton at home, to Brentford at home. You know, these players need to step up.
I accept it.
You know, they're all doing well for themselves at Aston Villa financially, and that's why Aston Villa are in a bit of a mess at the moment. They're paying very big wages. And what I don't want to happen, Ali, in what every Aston Villa fan fear is, if this season fizzles out and they don't finish in the top 5, they don't win the Europa League, no Champions League football means no Champions League money. We know the financial problems that they've got with the PSR rules. Rodgers might be sacrificed before the World Cup. Then does the manager sort of think to himself, this isn't going to work here. I'm not going to go through another season where I've not got the squad that I want. This is the longest he's ever stayed at a football club, Ali, as well.
Gab, a question for you, right?
Yep.
If you're Unai Emery and you're Aston Villa, do you do a big Ange?
Yes, you do.
And by that I mean, concentrate on that European trophy?
I would, yeah.
So it's a kind of, I know, I can't believe I'm asking the question.
I know.
But it must be something to think about. So
100%.
What you're effectively saying by that is, and I don't necessarily disagree with you actually in current form, if you're saying it, and tell me if you are saying it, are you saying that Aston Villa's best chance of Champions League football next year is winning the Europa League?
100%. 100%.
I get that.
In
mate.
recent form, Ali, and it's not going to get any easier. They've still got to play Manchester United, Liverpool. Last game of the season is Manchester City away. There's tough games in there. They've got to play West Ham at home. West Ham will probably come and beat Villa at Villa Park because they're fighting for relegation. So every game for Aston Villa means something. Do you go to the first leg on Thursday and you play your strongest side in Lille? Then, Ali, do you, on the weekend against Manchester United, as bad as it sounds, with our record against Manchester United away, do you rest a few players, depending on the first leg result against Lille, for the return leg? Because you've got a better chance, for me, Europa League victory than getting top 5, because Chelsea are playing some good football, Ali. Like, they looked very good last night.
Well, I thought they were okay at the weekend as well against Arsenal, Gab. I mean, I think he's done well there, Rossini, I do. I mean, there's obviously been a couple of defeats there along the way, particularly Arsenal in the League Cup and at the weekend there, but Chelsea are doing all right. Yeah. I want to take a couple of calls if I can, Gab.
Yeah,
go ahead to the phone line, 03717 2233 44. And Matthew has given us a call. Matthew's a Villa fan. Matthew, good morning.
Good morning, Matthew.
Morning, gents. How are you both?
Oh, well,
listen,
mate.
We're in top form, Matthew. How are you? The floor is yours. What have you got to say?
Well, you nicked me thunder, really, after talking about what you just spoke about.
Yeah.
Do you remember your man rang up at 6:10 there, Richard?
Yeah.
Can't be happening, that, can it? Tell me you're not on board with that, Matthew.
No, I think your man's had a bit to drink there. But look, if you're brutally honest, just look at the bigger picture here. You've got Tielemans out, McGinn's out. Would they walk into most starting 11s in the Premiership?
Kamara.
Maybe you're not 3 clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Now you tell me about Unai Emery. You're not telling me he's one of the best managers in the league. Probably Arsenal, maybe City. You wouldn't get the job there. Back in Spain, they get most jobs.
Yeah.
The PSR has crippled Aston Villa. They didn't have the rub of the green last night. And if you're brutally honest, Chelsea played a good game. They upset the fans. But they upset the fans. I went.
Yeah.
What they did at half time. What a good idea.
Matthew, here's a question for you, mate.
It upsets the fans. Go on.
Here's a question for you. Ask Gabby the same thing. If you're Unai Emery and you're talking now as a Villa fan, which you clearly are, do you think your best opportunity to qualify for Champions League football next year is winning the Europa League? And would you, a little bit like Tottenham did last year, put your eggs in that basket?
So this is what I was going to say. There's no good time to play any team. Maybe the start of the season, and like you just said, everyone is fighting for something.
Mm-hmm.
You got them. So I would potentially go for that and rest the players.
Well, yeah.
There's only, if you look at it, the Lyon are doing okay in the cup, and they're doing. But the team I would be more worried about is Roma. No. Forest, a basket case of a club, if you ask my personal opinion. Gasparini's Roma are brilliant.
Yeah.
They drew with Juventus at the weekend.
And guess what striker they've got, mate? Guess what striker they've got? Marlon. Exactly. Imagine that, Ali. Don't get me started, mate.
It's not about that. With Roma, have got young players throughout the team. Villa, look, are tempering on. They need. If you look at the bigger picture with Villa, we won the UEFA Cup this season. That'd be great. Champions League football. Now you've got to start replacing the players.
Yes. Yeah.
McGinn's getting on. Watkins, Tielemans.
Buendia, not good
players,
enough.
Yeah. There's all these players. Rodgers is probably, for me, there's only maybe Palmer ahead of him in the English squad.
Yeah.
We need to get in the Champions League football. Champions League's the big all end all now. It's all about money.
But you see, what I don't want to happen, guys, is that, Ali, the players need to understand that, if they do not have Champions League football next season, you could see Aston Villa become a mid-table club again. Ooh. You really can, because you're not going to have the money to spend. You're going to have to sacrifice maybe Rodgers, and the manager might not stay because he doesn't want to not be fighting in the Champions League and be able to bring in the players he wants. That's what the players need to understand. They need to take this chance this season, because it might be the best chance to have for a number of years to get into the Champions League.
Absolutely, Matthew. Great call,
Thank you,
pal.
Matthew.
Thanks very much for your time. Just for reference, Richard that we mentioned there, he obviously said that if things were going to continue the way they go, then Villa could very well lose Emery and they possibly should bring in Southgate.
Yeah.
Right, still to come this morning on Breakfast, guys.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Doing what matters for the trade. Find your local branch at travisperkins.co.uk.
Well, it was only a matter of time, wasn't it? It was only a matter of time. We knew he'd end up back in the dugout. Interim Torquay United boss and a friend of the show, great friend of the show, Neil Warnock.
I'm not happy about it.
He's certainly not happy about that. Neil's going to be with us in around 45 minutes' time. That was a breakfast preview with Travis Perkins. Hiya, guys.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Bricks on bricks on bricks. Over 40 million available to order with delivery to site. That's one less thing to worry about.
Could it be the end of Igor Tudor?
Well, there's certainly a few whispers to that effect. I've got to say, I've been making some inquiries this morning and I'm being met with a little bit of a wall of silence. So I've not been able to stand up these rumours. But I understand it. I went quite strong on this in our show on Sunday when we were going around the grounds and Tottenham were losing at Fulham. I think already this looks like a disastrous appointment. And I'll tell you why. Igor Tudor was brought in because of his reputation for being a firefighter. I think he won his first game at his previous 5 clubs, obviously lost heavily in the North London derby, lost again at Fulham last weekend. And he seems to be going down the route of calling out his players. Now, he's probably right, by the way. These players are underperforming. They don't have the best attitude from the outside looking in. But if you're an interim manager, Danny, is that the way to get the best out of the players? They're really going to listen to a guy they know won't be there, well, maybe beyond the end of this game, let alone the end of the season?
Some players would be more dismissive than others, I think, in that respect. I don't think it's a problem him having a pop at the players if he's already had a pop at them himself in the dressing room and just repeating what he said. That's not a big deal for players. My bigger issue with him is more from, it looks, both games I've watched, I was at the Tottenham one at the weekend, didn't look like a group of players who knew what their jobs were or what they were trying to do. Normally it's quite easy to see what they've been working on. The formation against Arsenal with the 3 at the back, they were all over the place. I know Arsenal are a good side, but still, some of the defending was woeful. And to go and play 4-4-2 with 2 big lads up top, Muani and Solanke, and just not get them the ball and not pick any of them. There was 3 lads in midfield.
The Green Party have won the Denton and Gorton by-election. Labour in 3rd place.
Breaking news that Peter Mandelson has now been arrested. So Mandy and Andy have now both had their collars felt.
What would Andrew Loney tell them to do?
To come clean, be honest. And if Charles is complicit in this cover-up, which I believe he is, then I think he has to fall on his sword.
When you define sex, what your gender or sex, what you mean is biological sex, and that's a man or woman, what you are physically, not what you think you are on a Wednesday afternoon.
Okay, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. It is, of course, Thursday the 5th of March, and it is 7:50. Ali and Gabby with you this morning. I'll tell you what we know this Thursday. Former Premier League manager Alvin Martin just said that we'll be an asterisk against Arsenal's title win. Because, I love that, man. I mean, that's not going to wind the Arsenal fans up
It's
much,
true,
is
though,
it?
Ali.
That's it. It's true. Right, Arsenal's title win because of their functional style of play. Manchester United defender Harry Maguire has been handed a 15-month suspended sentence by Greek court following an incident on the island of Mykonos in August 2020. And I don't know an awful lot about it, but reading a little bit about it, well within his rights not to pay anybody anything to go off with it, man. He clearly believes he's not guilty, and people are wanting back. It's scandalous,
We
man.
believe you, Harry.
Unbelievable. And Manchester City were held at home to Forest to lose their grip in the title race. The gap's now 7 points to the Arsenal. Manager Pep Guardiola spoke after the game about the need to move on as quickly as they possibly can.
Next game, now recover. We have a lot of energy to put it in next game and against the team we have and go.
Okay. Gab, what are you thinking? A lot of people, myself included, I couldn't really see that result coming, to tell you the truth, Gab, last night. I know, I get it, Forest are fighting for lives, Tottenham fighting for lives, West Ham fighting for lives. I just thought it was a kind of must-win game for the City.
Yeah.
And I thought they would go over the line. By the way, I meant to say to you, did you see the incident right? Was it the last kick of the ball?
Yes, Murillo ran on the line.
Brilliant
Clever.
defending. Brilliant defending.
But Ali, as good as City are going forward, they're still missing something. I feel like a bit of bite in that midfield. And
I'm with you, mate.
Defensively, right back, Núñez has done well, but he's not a right back. He's not a timber, is he, Ali? At right back,
100%.
Gay and Diaz are very good defenders, but they're not Gabriel and Saliba, are they? So I think defensively, City aren't as strong as Arsenal.
Is Rodri back to full Rodriness, if you like? I mean,
no, he's a lot better. He's getting better by every game.
That's what I think.
100%.
That's exactly what I think, mate. I think, understandably, it's taking him time to get back to his Ballon d'Or winner, World Player of the Year, and all that kind of stuff. I think he's getting there. Obviously, scores last night. I think he's getting there, but I just don't think he's there yet.
No.
And I think that's also a big thing as well, mate.
Yeah, but you look at the options I had yesterday, Ali. I mean, Semenyo, Cherki, Foden, Doku and Savinho available. Reinders, like they've got so much options going forward, but I think what's going to cost them is defensively not as strong as Arsenal.
I tell you who I like. I think he's been an absolutely terrific signing. You're right with Semenyo. I mentioned him, love him, but Ryan Cherki, he's just a brilliant footballer, isn't he, Gab? And I'm looking at him, and the fact that he's effectively, keeping Foden out the side, I just think he probably took a wee while to get going, but he's just a really talented footballer.
100%.
But the players they brought in, I think you're worth a mention as well. Semenyo, different class. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. But I just think as well, Ali, when you look at that midfield, say Arsenal and City, you'd rather Arsenal's, they've got a bit more bite about them. Declan Rice, Zubimendi. I think you take them at the moment over, if it's Reinders or it's Rodri, or it's Bernardo Silva or O'Reilly in there. I think it's going to be an amazing battle when they both play, and I back Arsenal to get the result.
It's amazing, Gab, right? And I'm going to ask you something. Goalkeepers, different class, both of them, right? Donnarumma, David Raya.
Yeah.
Probably the two best with Alisson. I think absolutely different class. You look at the back four that Man City played last night, Núñez, Diaz, Gay and Aït-Nouri, right? That, I think, is an excellent back four.
Yes.
But I don't think it's as strong as the Arsenal one.
No, you're spot on. And you can tell by, obviously, goals that are conceded. Arsenal conceded 22. Man City, very good as well, but 27. Conceded 5 more goals. But do you think Arsenal conceded that first goal, the Gibbs-White one? I'm not sure, Ellie. I'm not sure Saliba and Gabriel let Gibbs-White be able to backheel it. Maybe can Diaz do a bit more there or being harsh? But
I know.
The second goal, Anderson, 1-2 there. I feel that maybe Declan Rice will be there on Anderson to follow his run and stop him getting that 1-2 and the shut off. I just think City, they're improving with every game, but defensively, not great. Look at Leeds away, narrow 1-0 victory. Arsenal went there and scored 4 a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I just think Arsenal are a better side, Ali, all round.
It's amazing because I don't know whether you agree. I said, obviously, before last night's games, and there'll be twists and turns, and I think it would change again. I just thought, I'll look to that League Cup final coming up, Gab, and I thought, it was massive for Arsenal because I thought it could have, if City beat them in that League Cup, it could have a mental effect on Arsenal, you know, in terms of the title running. But equally now you look at it, if Arsenal go and turn City over, the confidence, the first trophy in the bag, the confidence they could take from that.
And also, Ali, look at the next 2 games for Arsenal. Everton and Bournemouth at home. Arsenal have only lost 1 game at the Emirates this season in the Premier League to Manchester United. City's next 2 games, West Ham away, fighting for their lives. You never know in that game. West Ham could get something. And then Chelsea away, still fighting for top 5.
Yeah.
So you could look at, after the next 2 games, Ali, and that gap is more than 7 points. I'm not sure when City play their game in hand on Arsenal, but you could go into the game in hand that they've got, and it could be like a 10-point difference.
No.
So I've got to back Arsenal from here to get over the line.
I'm the same. It's interesting as well, and we're going to be talking to him later on, which I can't wait. You mentioned Everton there. Everton themselves, if somebody had said that Everton had the opportunity and the chance to go for European football, you'd have probably laughed at them,
Ali,
months ago.
When we get David Moyes on, though, and maybe you can ask it, but I'd like to ask it the first question. Can he explain their kick-off against Burnley? Be interesting to know.
I didn't see it, mate.
Oh, you not seen it?
No, I've not, mate.
They literally flick it up and kick it the length of the pitch as high as you can think. I want to know his thoughts on it because it went viral a bit on Tuesday night. I'll have to send it you now, Ali, so you can have a look at it. It's hilarious. It's old school, Ali. Rugby style.
I need to tell you, having played with him, it's the kind of kick-off he'd love to have defended against. I can tell you that. They're coming up, it's time to kick off right here in talkSPORT. Alan Pardew said there'll be an asterisk if Arsenal win the title. Alan, what have you done? Is that fair? 03717 223344. You know the drill, guys. That is a number to call. Give us a call and you can have your say next.
I've got some sad news in the Cundy household, mate.
Go on, what's happened?
So the lucky Mr. C took our little dog out, Crumble, a little small bichon. Took him
Crumble.
out. His name's Crumble. Took him out for a walk on
Bit like Chelsea.
Saturday morning, and he's running around like you're happy as a And all of a sudden, she noticed that Crumble's having a bit of a limp up. He looks like he's
crumbling.
He wants to come off. He's giving one of them with his front paws.
Yeah. Well, he's limping about.
He's limping about, mate. And so she brings him home, and I don't know what's wrong with him. She took him to the vets yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Done a cruise ship.
What?
Crumble's done a cruise ship, right? Seriously, right? He's out for the rest of the season, poor little thing. He's out for the rest of the season.
Crumble's crumbled.
Crumble's crumbled, mate. Well, it's not a proper Cundy dog unless you have a problem with your leg.
I mean,
right? It's
that
come out.
Sums your household up.
It sums up the Cundys,
You
mate.
got no knees in you and no knees in the dog.
So the dog, I didn't even know dogs had cruciates. I had no idea. It's the first thing. So my wife's with the vet, and he's having a little fiddle about, and he turns around and he says,
"Oh yeah,
have you got pet insurance?" It's never a good sign when
that's
they say
not.
that.
No.
Luckily, we do have pet insurance. But he's having an operation on Thursday, mate.
Oh, is he all right though?
No, he's not. He's not,
no.
mate. He's feeling he's a bit withdrawn, feeling very sorry for himself. He's out for the rest of the season. His World Cup hopes are finished.
He's over.
They're over, mate, for little Crumble dog.
He's absolutely crumbled.
He's crumbled.
Poor little thing.
I know.
Football fans all have stadiums we love, but do any of us have a pitch that we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules? Back when association football started, pitches could be up to 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road. Not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs had been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no, which in fairness could have actually benefited Tottenham, because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest Pitch at the City Ground is a big one. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2 metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park. And don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards. So do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows. But as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
Okay, it's half-time, Thursday the 5th of March, 5 minutes past 8. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with our good friends Arnold Clark. Browse the UK's best used car deals and you can score your dream car today. Check out their website for more details. Ali and Gabby with you this morning. Now, also, what's coming up for you this morning on talkSPORT Breakfast? Everton currently sitting in the 8th spot, only 1 point off Europa League football. Remarkable. Could the Toffees fans be treated to European football next season for the first time in 8 years? Well, we're going to put that very question to the man that might be able to answer it for us, current Everton manager David Moyes. That's coming up. And England's most experienced manager, Neil Warnock, will be joining us to tell us why he's coming out of retirement again. And I'm not letting the nation know his age, but certainly it's fantastic.
73 is it? Or?
Incredible gap. It's absolutely brilliant. Right. Arsenal put themselves firmly in pole position to win the league last night with a 1-0 victory away at Brighton. However, their dogged performance has yet again come under criticism. Pards was at the Amex last night and had this to say on the way this Arsenal team should be viewed.
At the moment, it looks like Arsenal are going to see it through. I mean, if they win this league and Man City drawing tonight, this will be a significant evening for it. There'll be an asterisk next to the name because...
I was going to say, what sort of champions will they be remembered as?
you've only got to look at them really in these type of performances and say it's just a functional display.
Brighton. Oh man alive. Brighton boss Fabian Hurtzler spoke after the game. He wasn't too impressed either, and it was clear he had a problem with Arsenal's tactics.
I said it to him, and I think it's difficult, but we need just more clearer rules. And normally the goalkeeper should be sent off with 2 yellow cards for time wasting, but you can't do it. And therefore, if you don't have clear rules, I think it's difficult for the referee. But I made my point before it, and like I just mentioned, we have to find a solution. Premier League has to find a solution, because I don't know how you see it, but for me it doesn't make fun to see these kind of games.
Well, everyone's got an opinion on it, that's for sure.
Ali?
Yes, mate?
What I would say, though, if I put an Arsenal hat on and be an Arsenal fan, I think they'd be quite amused at the fact that they're winning by goals like last night and set pieces. I think they'll find it really funny. I want it to continue, won't they, Ali? Next game, can we win by 3 set pieces?
Yes.
A deflected goal.
Yes.
Corner again, and they'll be singing that.
See, if I was an Arsenal fan right now, Gabby, right, I wouldn't be getting upset about people having a month more.
No way.
I would be laughing.
And for the rest of the league, Ali, they should be looking at themselves and saying, Arsenal aren't playing well and still going to win the Premier League. Yeah. Well, what if they did play well and did play entertaining football, plus the set pieces? Maybe they would have won it by now. So they've got a lot left in the tank, haven't they? But they're doing it with ease.
Right, I'm telling you right now, mate, from where I'm sitting, right, everybody's having a month at the moment at the Arsenal. Strong favourites to win the league. Right, they're playing Manchester City in the League Cup final. I think they're away to Mansfield in the FA Cup.
Bodo Glimt in the in the quarterfinals.
And it looks as though they can certainly get a ride to the semi-final of the Champions League. And
everyone's having panic attacks. The quadruple could happen, Ali.
It's different class.
Ali, I think that, like, if it happens, mate, I think we've been saved that there's a tournament. If there wasn't a big football tournament on this summer, Ali, we'd be in big trouble. At least we can divert straight away to the World Cup.
Oh, man.
World Cup preview the day after Arsenal win the treble.
I'm in tomorrow morning with Party Parlour. I'm dying to hear what Party Parlour's got to say on it. Right, we're going to head to the phone lines just to find out what the general consensus is. David has dialed 03717 223344, and David's a Liverpool fan. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Dave.
Hello, lads. How's it going?
It's going really well, mate. How are you getting on yourself, and what have you got to say?
Mate, honestly, Arsenal, they are the most boring team I have ever seen in my life. No, all jokes aside, right?
Yeah.
Who cares? Who cares how you win games? Who cares how you win leagues? I understand that as a fan. But honestly, I fell asleep watching it last night. It is horrendous.
David,
horrendous.
David, I've just done a quick peek, mate. They're 19 points ahead of Liverpool. What are you going to say about that, mate?
Well, we're boring too. But
what,
not as boring as Arsenal.
What do you think then, mate? Because Pards has come out and said there should be an asterisk next to their name if they win. It's not. It can't be that bad, can it?
No, I remember people saying that about us when we won it and during COVID, and then when we won it last year. The league's not good. The league this season, the standard, lads, you must admit, it's poor. It is poor this year.
Yeah.
Like, I think you get a run out for Arsenal, Ali, honestly.
I've got to say, I can't disagree. I think some of the games that we've watched, David, I think you make a good point. They've been pretty drab. Okay, mate, listen, thanks very much for the call. Appreciate your time to giving us a call on 03717 223344. Mark, I suspect you're going to have a different opinion on this, Mark. Good morning to you,
Good morning, Mark.
Tell me you've got a different opinion, Mark.
Oh, I do. I mean, I was there last night and not one Arsenal fan's going to care. I think what the narrative that people are forgetting about is if you go back to our first title charge under Arteta, how it fell apart at the end. We played expansive football that season, scored goals for fun that season, 6 at West Ham, 5 at Sheffield United. And the problem was we were far too open at the back, and that's ultimately what cost us. So I think a lot of what Arteta is setting us up now. And also, like, Arteta and the way we play is we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. I remember at your boys, Villa, early in the season, Gabby, where it was a great game and we were both going for it till the final kick of the game.
Yeah.
And because we were gunning forward, we lost the game. And so I think if we get over the line this season and get that monkey off the back and get the pressure on us, you've got to remember, Arteta's under a lot of pressure. He spent a lot of money. His job at Arsenal Football Club, we don't get 2 trophies if we play entertaining. We get 1 Premier League title, and his job is to get us over the line.
What he's done well as well is that he's looked at Hincapié and looked at him at left back and thought, you know what, you're strong, you're good in the air, you're defensively more acute. Louis Skelly can't get a game. Calafiori can't get back in because he's been so good, hasn't he, defensively?
And we look at Atletico Madrid in Europe, and it's one of the things that people rave about Atletico and Simeone. I know they've changed slightly now, but when they were getting to Champions League finals, people were saying, oh, what an ugly team, what a hard team, you wouldn't want to face them. Yeah, I think when it's Arsenal, people don't like it. And I think, you've got to remember there's a lot of Arsenal fans call it PTSD with the failed challenges we've had. And I think the players in the club are aware of that. And I think their sole function is to just get over that. And I think if we're fortunate to win it this year, I think you'll see a more relaxed, open style of play in the years to come because that pressure will be off.
Quite possibly, Mark. Good call, mate. Appreciate you taking the time to call this morning. Have a good day. Graham, we've got Graham on the line. Graham's an Arsenal fan. Graham, good morning.
Good morning,
you?
Graham.
Morning, how you doing?
We're doing really well,
mate,
Graham.
to be honest, not very well.
Where are you? Where are we with your level of team's performance, Graham, or does it not matter?
I don't think it matters at the moment. They're not sitting in 5th gear. They're sitting in 2nd and 3rd gear because you think about it, there's not only 8 games left till the end of the season for us.
Yep.
We've got the Champions League, we've got the FA Cup, we've got the League Cup final. What he's doing is very clever. Okay, people are criticising him for the style of play, but why not play in 3rd or 4th gear if you can and still get the win? Because then when we come up to the big games, they can play in 5th gear when they can show the determination and the grit and be champions.
Can I ask you something, Graham? See, the season so far, which I don't think, maybe the Wolves game aside, we are 2-0 up. I really don't think Arsenal have done an awful lot wrong, to tell you the truth. You can mump and moan and discuss about quality of play and performances and all that stuff, but generally speaking, up until now, they've done very little of anything wrong. Here's my question to you, mate. Some great performances in the team throughout the season. At this moment in time, who would you say your best player's been? Because your goalkeeper's been tremendous, Gabriel's been tremendous, Timber's been coming in and been brilliant, Declan Rice, obviously. Who do you think's been your best player so far?
Gabby. Big Gabby at the back. He has been our rock. He should be the one that has the band on his arm. He's a leader through and through. He's just the way he drives the team. It reminds me of Tony Adams back in the day. It really does. Just the way he's there. He's always behind the team. He gives 110% every single game. And even when we don't play well, he's still the person there to pick the team up and to drive them and to get them going.
Good stuff, mate. All right, appreciate your time, taking the time to give us a call.
Thank you, mate.
Interesting times ahead, but the one thing, it's not up for debate. You are in a fantastic position. Coming up, we're going to have some very exciting news for you talkSPORT fans, and amazingly, surprisingly, it involves none other than the one and only Alan Brazil running very fast. That comes next.
Got Richard, the Liverpool fan, with us now. Richard, what do you make of Arne Slot's comments yesterday in the manner in the defeat against Wolves?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say good morning, which it is for some people. I'm an ardent talkSPORT listener, and I take on board all your comments. The first thing I'd like to say is Simon Jordan cracked it last year when he said it's all right for Slot to win the league with Jurgen's squad. The proof of the pudding will be when he has his own squad. And Gabby's comment about he should focus on Liverpool playing football, not what he thinks about the rest of the league playing football. And I said before Christmas, we're not going to qualify for Europe. Without a shadow of a doubt, we're not going to qualify for Europe, which would mean we won't have the funding, we won't entice any good players in the summer season, the close season. And I just think Liverpool are going to react to this situation too late. And by the time they react, Alonso will be somewhere else and we'll be left hanging in the wind with no one.
What are you saying? Get rid of the manager now?
I am. Because why talk about what the rest of the league's doing when you've got problems?
The Green Party have won the Denton and Gorton by-election. Labour in third place.
Breaking news that Peter Mandelson has now been arrested. So Mandy and Andy have now both had their collars felt.
What would Andrew Loney tell them to do?
To come clean, be honest. And if Charles is complicit in this cover-up, which I believe he is, then I think he has to fall on his sword.
When you define sex, what your gender or sex, what you mean is biological sex, and that's a man or woman, what you are physically, not what you think you are on a Wednesday afternoon.
Keep on running. Keep on hiding.
I should know, Gab. I should know.
It's a tune, by the way.
I should know. It'll come to me.
Is it someone obvious or not?
It's a some band, I'm sure. Oh.
I know it, Ali. It's come to me.
Yeah, Ed's gave you.
Spencer Davies Group.
That's it.
No one give it me.
No.
I remembered it.
Right, yeah. Listen, the day you start getting the Spencer Davies Group is the day I'm hanging up the blinking microphone. Right, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. Alvin and Gabby with you this morning. Cheltenham, days away. The big question is not who's winning the Gold Cup, it's whether Big Al will actually make it to his breakfast show on the Friday. There is no doubt, in my opinion, that he will. Well, now, the fate is in his own hands. I beg your pardon, it's in your hands. talkSPORT have just launched Project Cheltenham, a brand new mobile game where you have to help Big Al beat the odds to get to air on time. Gabby, I sat and played it. I got locked up, man. I played it for 20 minutes yesterday. Think of it like Brazil doing the tempo run. You've got to dodge the detours and distractions while grabbing power-ups from his wife Jill. Pardon me, and some talkSPORT superstar presenters.
Look at him go.
Meaning myself and Parlour. Myself, but I need to tell you, right, myself. I'm going to get Steve on to talk about this. So you can get him in the studio, play it right now on your phone by visiting talksport.com/game. That's talksport.com/game. Get on and get playing. Right, we're going to get the latest odds with no further ado with Coral and Dave Stevens.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here to make this Cheltenham Festival more rewarding. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Steve-o, very good morning.
Morning, Steve-o.
Steve-o, add 20 minutes on, I couldn't put it down. Tell me you've had a go yourself.
Gentlemen, a very good morning. Listen, you can have 100-1 with me that Gab knew that was the Spencer Davies Group. you can have a... You can have 1,000 to 1 with me that Brazil moves that fast in real life.
Steve-O, I'll tell you what, you've obviously played it, right?
I have.
I'll tell you my problem, right? Here's my problem. Me and Parlour look a disgrace in the game, right? Big Brazil looks uncannily good, right? And Jill, by the way, who's a fine-looking woman, I accept that. She's giving Cindy Crawford a run for her money.
Listen, clearly the Brazil agent has been working much harder on image rights than you and Ray have. There is one scene where Al's wearing a dark suit as if he's off to a funeral. I don't know what's that. Listen, the game is great fun. And, of course, we will have... Simon will have odds on Al actually turning up for every day next week. Because it is one, actually. I mean, they're joking about... The listeners love having a little... Only for
course
fun,
they do.
10, 20 quid. But it is one of the great talking points. But, look, we do get ever nearer. Yesterday, Fields, I say, took shape for the opening day Tuesday. Willie Mullins, still a few questions to answer. And mostly, where will Lossiemouth, the mare, run?
Of course.
Will she run in the champion hurdle? She's 11-4 second favourite. Will she wait till Thursday, go against her own sex in the mare's hurdle? But Old Park Star against Mighty Park, against Talk the Talk in the opening Supreme. When the roar goes up, we love that.
Brilliant.
And then the race that follows, the Arkle for the novice chasers. Kopek de Board, trained by Willie Mullins, has now replaced Lulamba as favourite. And I think that's wrong. I think Nicky Henderson's Lulamba has achieved far, far more. But that's what makes it so good. And we've talked all winter, Ali, about the Brits having a better festival. And then as we grab closer, of course, the punters, do you know who they want to be with? They want to be with Willie Mullins because he's a record breaker.
Well, I've got to say to you, Steve-O, Stephen Hunt was on, I think, Monday or Tuesday, and he quite rightly nailed me in my colours because I think I threw in a wee at one point for the English trainers, right? And he quite rightly, correctly nailed me. But I think we will see a closer contest this year, you would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's exactly how it feels. It will be actually, disappointing if it doesn't play out like that, but I think it will. But look, we know this whole Britain versus Ireland, it's great fun, it's great sport, but it's all very mixed because you'll have Irish jockeys riding English trained horses, vice versa. JP McManus, who's a proud Irishman, has loads of horses trained here. It's all a bit of fun, but check out the Brazil game. But I promise you, he will never move that fast. Even going to the Guinness Village.
I love it, man. I'm encouraging everybody to go on and see it. It's remarkable. Steve-O, what about the title race now? Arsenal won 1-0, right? They're in the League Cup final. They've got a great opportunity to go all the way to the Champions League. They're away to Mansfield in the FA Cup, and everybody's leathering them. What's going on?
33 for a quadruple. Come on, Pards, you're better than an asterisk. Come on, look. They got
33 to 1, Steve-O.
8, yeah. I mean, look, City themselves are still in contention, although massive blow last night. Look, what they got 8 games left, Arsenal. If they win 7 of them 1-0 and lose at Man City, they won't care. Because I tell you what isn't boring, winning. And winning titles will not be boring for Arsenal. So, look, the asterisk comment, I think we can take with a huge pinch of salt. What does it mean after last night? They're now 2-9, 9-2
2-9.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
But as I say, Ali, they can go to the Etihad now and lose.
Correct.
And it potentially won't matter.
Yep.
7-2 Manchester City. But do you know what's really interesting is top 4 and relegation have really got so much interest now. Gab, we'll start with Villa.
I wanted to find out the Formula 1 odds for the Melbourne Grand Prix. Steve-O, Lewis Hamilton.
You carry on, Steve-O.
Top 4. So, obviously, Arsenal, Manchester City will be there. Manchester United 3-1 on, despite the reverse last night. Liverpool 5-6, despite losing to the relegated Wolves.
That's incredible.
Then it's Aston Villa 11-8, still shorter odds than Chelsea, who thrashed you last night, 6-4. So, we can't make head nor tail of that. And then we've got to go down the bottom. And Spurs fans, not only are Arsenal shortened for the title, but make no mistake, Gab, they are in the mix here, Tottenham, aren't they?
What a game tonight, Steve.
What can you give us tonight? I mean, it's just about must win for Tottenham.
1-0. 1-0 will do.
they are favourites, 13-10, but 2-1 Crystal Palace, 12-5 the draw. Neither of these teams are in great form, it's got to be said. But I look at that relegation now. West Ham 6-5, Nottingham Forest 23-10, Tottenham 3-1, and Leeds 9-2. It's so close. I think there's 3 points between those four teams. So, look, Arsenal in great position, but the rest of the table, so much still to play for.
What about Scotland? Has anything changed after Celtic's half-yard offside goal winner? By the way, Steve-o, you need to get a look at it, man. I'm telling you, here's one for the younger ones. I think Marty Feldman was on VAR, by the way, right? There's one for the younger ones. Look up Marty Feldman. You'll know what I'm talking about, Steve-o. Whoever was on VAR, he needs to get his eyeballs checked, man.
I've got to be honest with you, we've had a lot of gab moaning about Villa not spending money. Ali, you're really blaming the referees for Rangers' problems, and they weren't even playing last night.
100%. Celtic's winner looks about a yard offside.
Hearts 11-10 favourites. Celtic 7-4. Rangers 3-1. Motherwell 14-1. Motherwell's goal difference is absolutely fantastic.
Isn't it magic?
Because of that defensive record. Listen, we got a huge cricket game this afternoon.
Cool. What do you think, Steve-o, man?
I think England are a little bit of value. I know India, the host, the favourites to win it. They're 4-9 to win this semi-final. 7-4 England.
That's a
I heard you talk about Josh Butler, obviously. What a time for Josh to find a bit of form today. He's 5-2 to be top scorer. Harry Brook, 11-4. So, yeah, look, I'm hoping, obviously, with my England hat on, but I think it could be closer than those odds suggest.
I don't disagree with you, Steve. I think it's a hell of a tough place to go. We all know that. They are favourites to win it, and in their own home backyard, they're different class. But you look at the England players, and they've got guys that on their day, I know Butler's had an average 8 and he hasn't played well, but if he starts hitting it, Harry Brook's capable of anything, Will Jacks is having a good tournament, you never know, mate.
Absolutely. Look, we saw that. That innings from Finn Allen yesterday.
Unbelievable. Watch that.
Seriously, that's what it just takes one player to get in the groove like that. And obviously that can swing a T20 match. But Gab, you wanted to talk about Formula One. Who do you think should be favourite for the Melbourne, the Australian Grand Prix?
Finally, more respect to the Formula One, please, Steve-o.
Come on, give me your views.
I think
Jackie Stewart on the podium.
I think you can't go past Verstappen, can you? But Lewis Hamilton and Leclerc need to do better this season, Steve-o, for Ferrari.
Yeah, George Russell's favourite to win it, Gab, so close.
Steve-o, I'm going for a lie down after Agbonlahor's Formula One roundup. That's killed it for me, mate.
Ali.
Steve-o, great to see you, pal. You
Cheers,
enjoy your day, mate.
Cheers, fellas.
Oh, dear me. That was a look at the latest odds with Coro 18+, gambleaway.org. Coming up, we're joined by a man who just never stopped. He's back in management at Torquay. Brilliant. Neil Warnock will be with us, and we'll continue to focus on Arsenal. David Seaman will be joining us as well. Stay with us, guys.
What would you do with Jamie, Neil? Now, like say Jamie was playing now, right? He's normally his fighting weight is 11 stone. He's about 15 stone now.
What would I do if he was playing for me?
Yeah,
I'd sell him.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral's Rewards Shaker. Make this Cheltenham Festival more rewarding with 100,000 free bets to be won every day. 18+ online. Max 1 reward per player per day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Reward restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
Game Chelsea boss Liam Rosenior was asked if he feels there is a disciplinary issue at the club.
No,
it's hard to put your finger on it. You have older teams that have disciplinary problems. There's many aspects to what we need to do, but it needs to change. I hold my hands up to that, and it's something we need to start. We're back in tomorrow. We need to have a discussion as a group. We need to make sure that we go into Aston Villa with 11 men on the pitch for 95, 96 minutes to give us the best chance to win the game.
Do you think you've got disciplinary?
No, what do you mean? I don't think I know. I don't think I know. You cannot have that amount of red cards in the season, and they're not. It's not coincidence. Just that red card with
the Neto one.
Yeah, there's when I was doing the comms, right, and that is a tackle where he's taking him down. He don't want to run in the corner. He's probably Martinez come off the bench. He don't fancy it. He's running. He's like, I don't really fancy it. He's taken a little bit of a cheat's way out. He's brought him down.
Yeah,
and he doesn't want to. That's a tackle for someone that's not on a yellow. I don't think he knows he's on a yellow card. I'm not excusing it because it's another cheap yellow card. And the problem you've got, and I've watched every Chelsea game, is we pick up cheap yellow cards, and cheap yellow cards can lead to expensive red ones.
Yeah.
And I see Enzo Fernandez yesterday, Pedro Neto sent off, Enzo Fernandez, our vice captain, gets another yellow card for throwing the ball down, right? That's got to be cut out. Your discipline has got to be on point. And I can't excuse it, and I'm not going to excuse it. It's absolutely terrible. Our discipline record this season is nothing short of shocking.
Every spring, sports fans in Europe come together to celebrate arguably rugby's biggest annual tournament, the Six Nations. But why is it the home nations, plus France and Italy, and no one else? It all started back in 1871 when Scotland beat England in the very first international rugby match. A few years later, when they could field a team, Wales decided they'd host England and an idea was thought up. With Ireland keen, they formed the Home International Championship, which ran from 1883. In 1910, France was allowed to join, as they were developing into a serious rugby nation, and thus the Five Nations was born. France had an interesting history with the championship. They were actually booted out for paying their players in 1931, when the home nations were keen to keep it amateur. After World War II, though, France were let back in, but it remained a closed shop for more than 50 years. And when another country was let in, it was only really because the Five Nations hand had been forced. Italy was developing into a serious contender, beating Scotland, France and Ireland twice in the same year, meaning in 1999 officials got together and said yes to Italy, and it became the Six Nations. So what changes, if any, come next? 7 nations? 8? A promotion and relegation system? Or should we leave it alone and let it remain the great rugby tradition it's become?
.35, it's Thursday the 5th of March. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Alan and Gabby with this morning. supported by our good friends at Arnold Clark, with our 20,000 new cards online to choose from. They will without doubt have the card for you. Now, exactly which league will Tottenham be playing next season? That is the question we are asking.
Spurs are on their way to
Lincoln City. And there's a real threat of relegation for Tottenham Hotspur. It's finished. Fulham 2, Tottenham 1.
Who do you think out of all the clubs is sort of the biggest banter club? Is it?
Spurs are banter FC.
It's the same season last season.
Do you think they'll get relegated?
Sooner or later, if they keep on doing what they're doing, they're going to be relegated. Definitely.
Oh, no, sorry.
Shut up. I'm not.
No,
we've got to do this show tomorrow, all right?
Oh, no, just ask him why he didn't sign
I'm not doing this show tonight. All right, let's talk about the teams that have played. I'm not talking about Tottenham. Tottenham have not played, and everyone wants to talk about Tottenham.
To be honest, I don't want them to go down.
For the neutral, it would be funny. But then again, I've told you before, I am still connected to members of the people that work there, that if they go down, it affects their jobs.
Why are you talking about Tottenham, Dylan?
No, I was just asking how nervous you were feeling, mate.
Yeah, I'm nervous, mate. Get over it.
Cardiff.
Tottenham's gonna do it again. They can't stop us.
I mean, a lot of people having a laugh about it, Gabby, but
it's serious, mate.
It's a serious question. It is a serious question, Gabby, because they lose that game tonight. You'd have to say it probably puts Crystal Palace clear. A lot of people maybe reckon Crystal Palace are clear at the moment anyway with 35, but sells them away in 38, and it would leave Tottenham in 29, a point above West Ham and Forest. Vital tonight, mate.
And guess who I think will score the winner tonight? Ex-Spurs player that plays for Palace? Brennan Johnson.
Do you think Palace will beat them?
I do, yeah. I watched the game against Manchester United. Palace were the better team before the pathetic red card for Cunha. Palace are playing some good stuff in that game against Manchester United. The pressure's off for them. Tonight the pressure's on Spurs. If Palace get that first goal, Ali, I'm telling you now, mate.
Lacroix will be suspended. It's never a red card, by the way. Spot on. He'll be suspended for tonight.
But Brennan Johnson will want a point to prove the way he was treated at Spurs and the way they got rid of him. Wow. This is a tough game tonight.
I know, mate. I know. I'm going to watch it. I mean, it's going to be...
Palace like playing on the counter-attack, Ali.
I know that, mate. I know that. I just... I mean, I don't know why. I don't say it with any confidence or really any backup, any justification for saying it, but I just don't think Tottenham will get beat tonight. I don't think they can.
Do you think they win?
Of course they can. I mean,
do you think they win?
I could see one each, or I could see Tottenham squeezing it.
Ali, Macclesfield from the National League North have beaten more Premier League teams than Spurs in 2026.
Man alive. Good start.
So why would you think they would win tonight?
Good start. Well, when you put it like that, I don't have a lot of backup stats in front of me to, give you a qualified...
The players have got to stand up though, Ali. There's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to hide.
Do you know what the Tottenham fans need tonight, and they deserve tonight?
Yeah.
A team that puts in the effort that West Ham did and Forest did last night. That's what the very least they deserve. Now, as the title race over, can City turn it around? We've been discussing it all morning. Former Premier League manager Aaron Perdue has said if they do go over the line, there'll be an asterisk next to the title. I bet you Pards has woke up this morning and said, "What did I say that for? No way."
Thank God he's not got social media, Ali.
Yeah, but 1-0 in Arsenal was something to be celebrated. And our next guest, has anything changed? I doubt it very much. It's a very good morning to 9-time major trophy winner of Arsenal, one of the best keepers around, David Seaman. David, how are you, mate? Good morning.
Good morning, David.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Well, David. David, maybe you're the man to explain this to me, right? Arsenal win 1-0. They extend the lead at the top of the league. They've got a League Cup final to look forward to. They've got, I think, a favourable draw in the Champions League. They've got Mansfield away in the FA Cup. And they're getting stick, mate. What's going on?
Mate, we always get stick. It's like this thing with Arsenal. Everybody just seems to want to jump on the bandwagon.
Why is it?
I don't know. Jealousy. That's what it is.
It's unbelievable. But I tell you, David, I mean, okay. I can take the point. Maybe well, I don't think there's any doubt the football isn't as fluent that perhaps Arsenal fans would enjoy watching. But surely, mate, at this moment in time in particular, in the league campaign, it's all about results.
Of course. I've said this for the last 3 or 4 games, Ali. It's all about the result. It's not about how you play, and especially with City. Okay, that result from City last night was a right bonus. But it's about winning, and that's what it's all about. back in my day, the 1-0 to the Arsenal, that's where it came from. It came from getting a lead, defending it. Okay, we didn't play the best football, or the prettiest football, but we got the job done. And that's what it's about this season with Arsenal.
David.
We've had so much stick in the last 3 seasons about coming second. So we're finding a way to win games. And okay, it might not be pretty. We're not creating many chances, if I must admit, but the defenders and the goalkeeper are playing fantastic.
Yeah.
What do you make of Fabian Hertzler's comments after the game? He said, there was only one team who tried to play football today. I will never be that kind of manager who tries to win it that way.
Yeah, right. So if he was manager of Arsenal, he'd say, I'm not going to play that way. We're going to win the league, but I don't want us to play that way. Yeah, right. It's just, for me, it's sour grapes, mate. It's every manager that plays against Arsenal that get beat, there's always something negative to say about Arsenal. Why not just say, okay, they beat us and they didn't have to play their best and they still beat us. What's going on?
Dave, here's one I want to ask you, mate, if I may. A few eyebrows were raised, myself included, pal, if I was going to be brutally honest with you, when Arteta brought in David Raya and kind of replaced Ramsdale with him, right? Because I thought Ramsdale at that particular time was doing well. But I would ask you, looking at it, that decision looks to be justified at this moment in time. I think the goalkeeping position at Arsenal the goalkeeper has been fantastic. I'll also throw into the equation, David, I don't know if you saw it last night, Ramsdale had one of the best saves I've seen in a long, long time. He get back in, Nick Pope was left out and Ramsdale come back in, couple of brilliant saves. What did you think when he brought David Raya in, and what do you think now?
At the time, Ali, I was really questioning what was going on because, like you said, Aaron had just come off the previous season as being voted the best goalkeeper by the players, which is a massive accolade. And then they brought in David. David didn't play for about 4 or 5 games, and they brought him in, and I was a little bit worried, because he's coming from Brentford to play for Arsenal, which is a massive jump in itself. Plus he's taking over a fan's favourite. So it was really tough for him, and he struggled, and he's admitted this in certain interviews, that he struggled to find his own confidence. But now, when you look at him like last season as well, once he knew he was the number one, he has just got better and better. Back. And I love the fact that he took the number 1 shirt, because it's an iconic shirt for Arsenal, but he's been playing so well. It's not just his all-round game. Some of the saves he's been making, Ali, they are match-winning saves. So he's been brilliant, and he's been brilliant. And so the decision to bring him in obviously is justified. It's a great decision.
David, if you get the chance, sorry, Gab, if you get the chance, David, have a look at Ramsdale's save from Zirkzee.
I've seen it. I've seen it. It weren't just that one, Ali. He made about 4 or 5.
Correct.
I texted him straight away last night.
I was delighted for him.
Well,
I was delighted for him myself. His one from Zirkzee was unbelievable. And while I've got you on, what about Pickford's against Newcastle?
Oh, mate, yeah, it was a brilliant. I weren't too keen on his celebration. He had one last night as well.
I know.
He had a save the other night, or was it Tuesday or whatever it was, but he had another good save, and he loves that little celebration, doesn't he? But no, it's great to see that the England goalkeeper's playing really well going into the.
David, I wanted to ask you, how it's very important, is it, that Arsenal do get over the line in the Premier League and, if they can, in the Champions League? Because I look at Liverpool, for instance, look like they're going to get top 5, Champions League money. Isak will be fit next season to come back, and if he gets that form they had at Newcastle back, Liverpool will be a better team. Chelsea could get Champions League football, they'll spend again. Manchester United Champions League football, they'll spend again. Manchester City will improve their squad as well. So it's really important to make the most of the season, isn't it, for Arsenal?
Definitely, Gabby, because if you win one of the big ones, then you can do it. And then once that happens, this Arsenal team and Arsenal squad will get better and better as well. So as much as all the other teams will get better, if Arsenal can get one of these big trophies over the line, they will be so good for next season because the confidence and belief in themselves will be so high. I'm seeing little bits of that this season, where they start believing, then all of a sudden we have a little hiccup. But like I say, it's all about getting it over the line, and it doesn't matter how you play, it's about results.
100%, mate, and it's a step near. David, thanks for joining us this morning, pal. Look after yourself. See you soon.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Thanks, mate. Still to come in breakfast this morning.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
It's good news that we're talking. It's good news in Everton haven't had enough good news in past seasons. So the good news is that we're back in the mix again. We're around it. It would be amazing if we could do it.
That's for sure. David Moyes here dreaming of personal leading Everton out again in Europe for the first time to 2010. Could he repeat the Conference League feat to achieve a West Ham back at Everton next season? Maybe backing against it, would you? Big Davey will be looking forward to it. Well, I'm looking forward to Big Davey joining us in the show at 9 AM to answer that exact question. And then legend that is Neil Warnock going to be with us next. Don't miss it. Big thanks to Dave Seam once again. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins-Hire.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
Liverpool! Can you hear me, Liverpool? You must have one hell of a beating on his slot. Can you hear me, slotmaster? You must have one hell of a beating. Van Dijk twerking. The Beatles. The Lima Bird. 100% vote. 100% vote. Can you hear me? 100% vote. You must have one hell of a beat. The Royal Albert. No, Brian the producer. And on it. Yes, and your favourite Sonia, the Cavern Club, the Coutinho money. Can you hear me, Coutinho money? You're missing one hell of a beating, Jermaine. And Liverpool Light Street Station, you'll never want. Hello, Jamie Carragher. Can you hear me, Carragher? You're missing one hell of a beating, the miracle of Istanbul. 400 million spread the sun. 400 million spread the sun. Where does that go to your favour? LeBron James, can you hear me, Liverpool? You're missing one hell of a beating.
Something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. Liverpool, they bottled it in the final stages against Wolves. Another flat performance. What's going on there? Absolutely shocking. Arnie Slot is giving it about set pieces this week, but they're right up there with the most boring teams in the league themselves. 03717 223344. Rob Edwards, Wolves, they're looking all right. Elsewhere, Everton, they're flying. They play better football than Liverpool. They're playing the best football I've seen in a while. Sunderland back on track as well. Huge win for them. Leeds fans, bit worried. Still not great. Loads to go at in the Premier League. Can have your say.
The Green Party have won the Denton and Gorton by-election. Labour in third place.
Breaking news that Peter Mandelson has now been arrested. So Mandy and Andy have now both had their collars felt.
What would Andrew Loney tell them to do?
To come clean, be honest. And if Charles is complicit in this cover-up, which I believe he is, then I think he has to fall on his sword.
When you define sex, what your gender or sex, what you mean is biological sex, and that's a man or woman, what you are physically, not what you think you are on a Wednesday afternoon.
Okay, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. It is, of course, Thursday the 5th of March, and it is 8:51. Ali and Gabby are with you this morning. Joining us now as a man who treats retirement as a temporary hobby. Please welcome England's most experienced manager taking charge of, listen to this, 1,627 games, coming out of retirement last week for a third time to take over as caretaker manager at Torquay. It is a good morning to Neil Warnock. Neil, how are you?
Legend. Good morning, Neil.
Yeah, you can laugh, but I mean, you're going all over the world travelling. At least I'm in a nice part of the country.
That's very true. Neil, listen, mate. I couldn't help but laugh. I was howling, right?
I knew you would.
I looked up, mate. I looked up, and then you've come off 3 defeats, right?
Yeah.
And then you get a 2-2 draw with Farnborough, and I couldn't help but laugh. When you reckon one of their goals was offside, you weren't happy with the refereeing decision that might have been offside.
In fairness, after the game I went in, I thought he had a great game, the ref. I thought he was one of the best I've seen, so I had no problems with that. But it went through the lad's legs.
Yes.
And he didn't touch it, but he stood in front of goalie. And the ref didn't give it, the linesman gave it way away. So I just don't know how we could see it went through his legs. But anyhow, not too good. The lads, we've got a horrendous injury list, and Paul lost his job last week. He's done a fantastic job for the last 2 years as Paul Watton.
Yeah.
So it was, I'm just helping him out. Probably 2, maybe 3 games while they've got a short list and they're looking at the candidates, and really they're in a bit of a mess. So I just stepped in. That's all. I did enjoy. It's your training, Ali, isn't it? It's that training ground.
Of course it is. Great,
that
man.
you miss, innit? And as soon as you get back on it, you realise how much it means to you, don't it? I love taking the mickey out of the lads' clothes and things like that, Gabby, you'd fit well in my dressing room.
Oh, mate. That's what I love the most, Neil, though. I remember we had this this Danish player, and I remember we all signed his T-shirt, because it was a rascal T-shirt. Paul Lambert come in the change room and done it himself as well. He wasn't very happy, the player.
But it's that kind of stuff, Neil. You're just delighted to be back involved, eh?
Well, I waited for Tottenham to come, but they never come, Alex.
But I mean, they still might come. Don't worry about it.
And then Gary Rowett took my job, didn't he? They blinking, last 14 games, Gary took the Leicester job now. But I mean, listen, I love the Championship. And I have to laugh at the Tottenham stuff at the minute. They have Thomas Frank and they changed the manager. And I look at the manager that's coming and I think to myself, don't they know? It's not the manager, it's the dressing room, isn't it?
100%.
The dressing room's toxic, isn't it?
Well, it's funny, Neil. It's amazing you saying that. And you might not have heard, but we went to the last break and we're talking. And what I said was, looking at it, the very least that the Tottenham fans deserve tonight, right, is the same level of commitment that we saw from West Ham and indeed Forest last night. Because you look at the Tottenham dressing room, one or two aside, and I'm not sure they're wholly committed, mate.
No, I'm not. I mean, even at Torquay, at the level I'm talking about, on Saturday we've got four of our best players, 2 centre-halves, centre midfielder and striker, all missing. So I just said to him, at least all the minimum I require is give everything. Just give everything. Yes. If you ain't good enough, you can understand. And the fans were good. We were losing till the last minute.
Yeah.
And we come back, but the fans were good, and they give everything. So you can't complain, really, can you? When it's like that. It's these lads that that is some of the Tottenham players, the ability they've got, and they use it when they want to use it, and. I just think it's criminal, for the managers, and I think it's going to be a long, big job, Tottenham.
Neil, do you know who else is complaining? Fabian Hertzler. His comments after the game last night was there was only one team who tried to play football today.
Yeah,
I will never be that kind of manager who tries to win in that way. What do you think of those comments?
I think he's great comments, I think he's telling the truth, but the truth, people don't want to know the truth. All you want to know is Arsenal want to win 1-0 and get that blinking champion, get the trophy over the line. They waited so long for it. They're not bothered if they win one. I mean, who'd have thought that corners and long throws were going to come back in my lifetime?
Neil, it's brilliant. Gabby and I think with Tony Pulis on the other day. I mean,
amazing.
He's amazing. He's now back a renowned coach.
Let me tell you, when he were at Plymouth, went along with Tony, and he had a lad called Delap. With the longest throw you've ever seen. I remember we played down at Plymouth one day, and he took these throw-ins from everywhere on the pitch. And I remember going up to him, I said, Don, it's to be up he never breaks his arm, innit, that lad? You know, you won't be able to do all. You know, everywhere. But now it's so funny because everybody's doing it, aren't they? It's amazing.
Yeah. What about, listen, well, we've got you on, you know how much we love the Championship. The Championship's just fantastic. Yeah. Frank looks as though he's turned the corner a little bit. He had a little bit of a dip with Coventry. They look as though they've turned the corner. But a great result at Birmingham. Millwall doing unbelievable. Hull, Ipswich up there. It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I love the Championship. Me
too.
I mean, the Premiership normally is just like 2-3 horses, and that's it really. But anybody can beat anybody in the Championship. When you look at the top, I had a lad at Huddersfield, Jack Bredone, and he started scoring a few. And what a lovely lad. And I'm glad that Frank's doing well there. I'm actually doing the Sky game on Sunday. You know, QPR against Middlesbrough. QPR is one of them teams. They can beat anybody on the day, and Middlesbrough up there. I mean, they'll be favourites at the minute, won't they?
Yeah, I thought so.
100%.
I mean, was it Birmingham? Did they get it out early on in the week? So that's a good game, Neil.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that. So it's a. I mean, you look at the bottom of the table as well. Like I say, anybody.
West Brom, Leicester.
I mean, Leicester, West Brom, playing tonight. You know, so. I might still get a phone call. You never know, do you, Alex?
I tell you, he's turned the corner. Neil at Norwich, Philippe Clement, hasn't
he? Yeah, I know he did. I don't say too much. I'm not a keen fan of his since Rangers. If I'm honest.
You do for me, Neil. We're hanging in there, pal.
I don't compliment him too much.
Listen, mate, continued luck to you. Great to have you on.
Man, Neil.
Gabby, keep your chin up somewhere, but it's not end of the world, son. All right.
Brilliant. Coming up next, we go from one legendary manager, I beg your pardon, to another. Big Moyes will be joining us next.
Slot's arguments have got a degree of resonance here. He's compared the rise of set pieces to the increase of three-pointers in NBA.
I remember when I was a young boy, a young kid, every time we thought in Spain, when the people say, in England, when it's a corner, the people celebrate it, you know, like a goal, celebrate the corner, a free kick. I remember perfectly when I was a young boy, so nothing changed. But it's true that I think Arsenal dictate a little bit how they do it, and is an important role. And before years ago in NBA, the three-shot point was not involved as much, like Golden State Warriors, where Stephen Curry started to make 3 points and everyone adapt, and now Celtics do it as well. So many teams. So it's part of the ball, part of the dynamics, and you can say complain. Now you have to adapt. And it's part of the game.
Arteta and Arsenal go to Brighton tonight. Brighton boss Fabian Hürzeler has suggested that, set pieces, they're getting a negative reaction, so we maybe need a rule change.
I think because it disturbs the rhythm of the game, and there are no clear rules anymore. How much time you can spend for a corner, how much time you can spend for a throw-in. When Arsenal has a corner and they are leading, sometimes they spend over 1 minute just to take a corner, and therefore I think we just have to make clear rules, because then in the end we have a netto game time of 50 minutes instead of sometimes 65 minutes.
And at corner kicks, of course, we see what happens with all this wrestling amongst players inside the box.
What football ground are you thinking of
when someone says this.
Really tough place to go. Difficult place to go. Such a tough place to go.
It's a tough place to go at the moment.
It was a really difficult place to go, always.
But what are the toughest places to go, really? We've scoured the planet to find out. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try playing in a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle at the world's northernmost professional club. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the 97-98 Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These two boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on a windswept cliff in the Faroe Islands. In Euro 2000 qualifying, Craig Brown's men were taken to fishing village Toftir. Kevin Gallagher called the pitch a cowfield and the wind like Pittodrie on a bad day. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time, leading to these absolute scenes, and still one of Scotland's most embarrassing results.
Daft little ground, silly game.
But away trips don't come any tougher than a lung-busting schlep up the Andes to face Bolivia in La Paz. But now the Bolivians have taken home advantage to another level. The country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Grass doesn't even grow up here. Bolivia have not lost here yet. The longest unbeaten run in any professional league ever belongs to Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda if you must. They've gone 7 years without defeat at the Rajko Mitic in Serbia's Superliga. Their fans are pretty intimidating as well, but they're not as loud as this mob. Galatasaray's Ali Sami Yen Stadium's officially the loudest in world football. In a derby with Fenerbahce, Galatasaray fans set a Guinness World Record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead, and pretty tough to carry out your manager's instructions when you can't even hear them. However, our most intimidating away day is in Wales, where cameras can't enter and players can't leave. HMP Prescoed. This prison team was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Early June 1939, Germany, always a tough place to go to.
Excuse me, this is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark-Browse, the UK's best used car deals, and score your dream car today. Check out the website for more details. Ali and Gabby with you this morning. Plenty to come. We've seen plenty, we've heard plenty. Some great guests this morning, and plenty more to come. Ahead, England's huge, massive T20 World Cup semi-final later today. Former player and head coach David Bumble-Lloyd will tell us if England can go all the way. And we'll talk Tottenham as they face a huge game against Crystal Palace tonight as they look to move away from the relegation zone. All of that to come. But now, it's been quite a season for Everton and David Moyes. A new stadium and flying, absolutely flying in the league. And who knows, could European football be on the way to Hull Dickinson?
Space here for Dewsbury Hall, getting the wrong side of Fernandez, gets it back onto his right foot, shoots into the far corner and scores a terrific goal. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. Does Everton pick up their 7th win on the road this season? For me, they've deserved it. Newcastle 2, Everton 3.
He won't talk about Europe. Doesn't want to get distracted by that. It's
the old mantra of one game at a time.
My plan was to be pretty cool about it and just take it, which I will do. But it's good news, and Everton haven't had enough good news in past seasons.
Everton 2, Burnley 0. Maybe this home hoodoo is about to end. It's Kiernan Dewsbury Hall who's got it. It's a lovely bit of football, actually.
It's got Everton moving forward, and long may this continue for the Blues.
Surely European football return.
Yep, that's right. Everton are flying 8th at the table, 1 point behind European place. Manager David Moyes is currently not getting carried away, as you'd expect, with a European dream. But one thing's for sure, the good times are certainly back at Everton. So I'm really pleased to see the man joins us right now, Everton manager David Moyes. David, good morning, mate. First of all,
good morning, David.
Morning, all.
David, here's a quick one for you, mate. I know we'll not be talking European football. We'll calm everything down. I want to start with this statistic, right, which I would imagine would please you as much as anything. Everton, after reaching the 40-point mark in 28 games, that's only the second time they've done that in 9 seasons. Now, I reckon that in itself is an achievement. But, and I know you'll play it down, you must have a wee thought about European football.
Well, I said right at the start, Coisty, that I said to the players that, we need to try and aim for it and hope that it was possible. In truth, it looked a million miles away, to be honest, at the start. But I have to say, we got off to a pretty good start in the league, and it's given us something to hold on to. We've been up and down, and we're probably just on the outside of European football, if we're honest. But we're not that far away that we couldn't try and make a go of it.
David, obviously the Grealish injury was disappointing, but how happy are you now with the competition for places? Beto and Barry are in great form. You've got McNeil and Dibbling fighting for a spot. NDI and Tyreek George. You've got Branthwaite back as well. The squad's looking more healthy now, isn't it?
It certainly is. I mean, I have to say, Jack was brilliant for us in the early part of the season. He gave us lots of things which we haven't had, and he helped the team greatly. So we've missed him, and we missed him over the middle of the season, middle of December and January, really, when we had also a few injuries as well. But probably no different to other clubs. But we're just beginning to find our feet a little bit again, and the players you mentioned, they're all beginning to step up. So the boys who come back from AFCON have done much better recently, and Kieran Dewsbury Hall come back from injury, back scoring again. And as you said, Gabby, the two centre forwards are just beginning to share some goals between them, which has been helpful, that's for sure.
It's a lot of things to please you, David. What's pleased you most? And do you feel, the second question I had, do you feel your away records, your away form's been nothing short of excellent. Do you feel you've settled into your new surroundings totally yet?
No, probably not, Coisty, because for whatever reason, I think if you even look back at all the teams who moved to new stadiums, I think just about them all have struggled in the first year back in. I don't know if there's a problem with that generally. I mean, you've all played at Goodison, and you know what it's like. The pressure, the tightness of the stadium, the crowd there. Suddenly we've got a fantastic new big arena with new seats for all the supporters as well. So there's lots of things playing a factor in it. I actually think that the away supporters coming to the Hill Dickinson are loving it, because it's coming to a new stadium, chance to see it. So there's a lot of things playing a little bit of a reason maybe why, but obviously we have to get back, and eventually hopefully we'll turn it around, and I'm hoping before the end of the season we can turn some of those home games into wins if we can, because we have some big games, a lot of the big teams to play yet.
David, how good is Kieran Dewsbury Hall? Because before his injury, he was in great form. He's come back, scored a great goal the other night. What level can he get to? Can he break into the England squad? Because he looks like a good player and a good lad as well.
Gabby's played really, really well. He's made a huge difference to us. And I mentioned Jack Grealish there, but Kieran's made as big a difference as MD. More importantly, he did say when I was signing, he said we'd get goals, and we wanted goals from midfield players.
Yes,
he's played really well. He's a very good footballer. I would have thought he wouldn't have been a million miles off the Group England players. It might just come a bit quick, the World Cup. Who knows what happens after that? There's normally a little bit of change in things. So if he keeps doing as well as he's doing, he won't be too far away from it, I don't think.
David, where are we just now? Coaches, modern coaches and managers, are they having to, what's the best way to put it, kind of readapt, right, to changes in the game going back the way, and I don't necessarily mean going back in a bad thing, I mean back in history in terms of long throws, in terms of the influence. Is there a greater influence now in set plays, particularly corners, and clearly long throws coming back into the game?
Yeah, but look, I think if you look at it, there, nearly most coaches, most clubs now have got set piece coaches, for example. But that's something which has been introduced. There isn't a coaching badge for a set piece coach at the moment, so it's not something that you can go and get your UEFA Pro license and study it. So, but we've got people who are coming in and trying to find small margins to make a difference. By the way, I have no problem with set pieces whatsoever. It's been part of football since the dot. We've all been involved in it, but there is much more detail goes into trying to score from them, much more detail going into trying to defend. Look, in years gone by, we'll all know what I talked about here. We used to go to Stoke and see Tony Pulis' team and all have to be prepared for it. So, if you're good at it, then why not use it? I don't see why you wouldn't try and find a way of winning. And some teams are doing it. But certainly the Premier League standard has risen so greatly. And I actually think that there's so little between so many teams in the Premier League. Obviously, we'll get 2 or 3 top teams in the league who could probably be in front of the others, but there's so little between the rest. Every small margin makes a big difference.
I want to ask you about your goalkeeper, because for me, I think he's underrated. The save against Newcastle, wow,
ridiculous.
Like I don't know, I still don't know how he saved
ridiculous.
That. He does make me laugh at times, David, because if I was a centre half, I think I'd have a go at him every game because of the way he screams at everything. But I'm sure you're delighted with his performances.
Moyes, I don't know him, mate. I don't know him, but I look at him, right, and he seems to me as though he would just be I've said it before, he'd just be a brilliant teammate, mate.
He's a really, really good goalkeeper. Very good, because he's got good distribution as well. His agility, as you can see, is excellent. I mean, his save the other day was
ridiculous.
I'm on the touchline thinking it's in. The minute I saw Tonali strike it, I thought there was nothing he could do different, really. He hit it so well. It was a brilliant, brilliant save. But he's got his moments, I have to tell him now and again. I think he's better. I think he's better when he keeps himself steady, not getting caught up in all the things he does. And look, he's an experienced player now. He's got plenty of games. I don't know, he must be close to 100 caps or getting closer to it for England anyway, that's for sure. But,
I'm laughing. I'm dying to hear. You can tell me another time about the moments you have with him. That's the ones I want to hear about, Moisey.
I know.
Well, listen, we're talking about set plays, we're talking about corners, we're talking about long throws. Your next game, obviously riding high in the league. Well, one of your next games, the Arsenal, they had obviously everything went well for them last night.
Yeah.
You can say what you like. I think people are getting them a little bit unjustified criticism, Davey. I mean, it's remarkable. They're still in 4-2 and it's the top of the league, and people are moaning about the standard of football playing. The one thing's guaranteed, mate, you'll be in for a game, that's for sure.
Oh, not half. I mean, look, they've been brilliant all year, Arsenal, haven't they, really? They're doing great. They look as if they're probably one of the favourites to win the Champions League, which is a great thing to say. You're in the top 1 or 2 teams in Europe. They've been leading the Premier League nearly from the start. Nobody's really looked as if they've been catching them. And yeah, Man City are having a good go at it. But let's be fair, I don't think anybody would have expected them to sort of walk off with it and nobody challenged them at all. So I have to say, I think Mikel's done a brilliant job. And I hear quite a lot of criticism of Arsenal, and I quite often, when you're in football and you actually know what happens and how it works, and you boys are in it, they are doing amazing to be leading the league and being out there. So we've got a tough game, but hopefully our away record might stand up when it gets to Arsenal in a couple of weeks' time.
I think they'll have a tough game as well, David. Listen, say hello to Badger and the boys. Keep up the good work, mate. Hopefully catch up soon.
Legend, David.
Good to see you, lads. Cheers.
Take care, mate. Absolutely flying, Everton. Got to say, Gab, I mean, they're doing really, really well. Great to see.
I could just imagine now, Ali, the moment he's talking about, stop screaming at my captain. Tarkowski, he's doing his best.
He just looks, the best way to describe him, he just looks like a proper goalkeeper. I think goalkeepers are half-daft at the best of times, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he probably fits the ball, but what a goalie he is, man.
Yes, fantastic. Yeah, so he's like he says as well, Ali, like his distribution as well. He's got it all, hasn't he, Pickford? And that's why there's never really talk about, someone else is going to take his spot as the England goalkeeper. No one's even close.
Correct. Very true, mate. Very, very true. The big guests keep on coming in talkSPORT, by the way. It's absolutely flying this morning. Stay with us. That big Moyes, as I said, doing absolutely fantastically well. Up next, we're going to turn attention to England win the World Cup. Yes, that's right. It's coming next, but it is, of course, cricket. Let's not get carried away, guys.
My squad, my two goalkeepers are Jordan Pickford, Dean Henderson. I think they both are nailed on to go. Right? So, and if you looked at Nick Pope recently, no.
Okay.
Even though I think Ramsdale, I think Aaron Ramsdale's better, but it's my opinion.
Right.
Shout out Rambo. Back foot.
All right, you only take two goalkeepers?
Yeah. Would you need? Do you need more than that?
Yeah, legally you have to take three.
Legally?
Yeah. It's part of the rules.
Well, I'm going to go Ramsdale.
All right, okay.
I'm
I'm a little bit worried now that you've picked your 26-man squad and all of a sudden you've just found out you've got to take three goalkeepers. Yeah. Right? Ramsdale, because your mate.
So that's Ramsdale, right?
Your mate.
So that,
Rambo.
Right, here we go.
Sorry.
But that's...
Why you got a highlighter pen?
Because these are I've got highlight the ones that are definite, and the others are more work to do.
All right, okay.
You like that?
Very complex, this, isn't it?
Not really.
Okay, go on.
So I've got a question. So I've got question mark next to Ramsdale and question mark next to Nick Pope, right? As that third string goalkeeper.
Oh, you got... Sorry. This is your 26-man squad.
Yes, but listen.
So nail down the three.
Me and Joe did this. You just side piece, all right? So you just stay over there. I'm about to ring the squad.
I'll just read it out what we do now. Bentley names his 26-man squad.
Thank you. Right,
who are your three goalkeepers?
Right back.
No, genuinely, you've got to pick your six.
Okay, but it's 26-man squad, right? But some of them are not nailed on. So I can have options, can't I? Thank you, Joe. Honestly, we was sitting.
So it's not 26.
Anyway, right back, Reece James. Right.
All right.
He's definite, nailed on.
Okay.
I've only got one right back because my nailed on centre halves are Konza, Mark Gahey, John Stones. Konza can play right back and has played right back for England, so he can go out there. I've also got in.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head.
Oh, dear me, Gabby. Right, talkSPORT breakfast. Ali and Gabby this morning. Have you seen that still I sent you?
Yes, I've seen it, mate. I think it might be on now.
I want to know who drew that line at Pittodrie last night. Do you know, it must have been one. You know those lines that you get when you come up with a zebra crossing, you go one way and across and back way across. Was it one of those lines?
I found out the person that drew the line, Ali, has a season ticket at Celtic.
By the way, I'm telling you right now, he must have the blindfold on, drawing that line. Unbelievable.
It's incredible.
What a finish we're having to league up here. It's unbelievable.
What are you thinking, mate? What?
Oh, mate, I think it's Hearts. They've got to be favourites now, mate. They've got to be favourites. Motherwell got to play Celtic twice, Hearts twice, Rangers once. Cool.
Has the split happened yet? Do you know the fixtures?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, but I think Rangers have got to go to Celtic Park and Tynecastle.
Imagine Hearts in the Champions League, Ali.
Oh, no, man.
Imagine.
Do you know something? I mean, it's incredible. It's the best league we've had for years. Motherwell flying. Motherwell, I keep saying to you, Motherwell knocking about the ball as well as them. They've got the best defensive record in Europe, Motherwell.
Is it top two Champions League qualifiers?
Yes.
So second place will be so important.
What I would say is our... what do you call it? The European, what do you call the thing? The international thing. You get the points. You know what I'm trying to say. Forget the word. And all of you should be helping me here.
Coefficient, isn't it?
That's it. Coefficient. Brilliant from you.
Thank you, mate.
Coefficient. It's shocking, mate. It's shocking.
Got to start low, haven't you?
Aye.
So many qualifiers.
I think we've got I think the Scottish champions have got 4 qualifiers before they reach the qualifiers.
Starting before the World Cup, Ali.
We've got 4 qualifiers to play, Gabby, before the qualifiers start. Right. Well, England going to win the World Cup. And cricket, of course. Calm down, everyone. The favourite South Africa was soundly beaten by New Zealand in the first semi-final, but today we see England take on India in the second semi-final in Mumbai. What a game of cricket we're going to get. For more on this, we're bringing in the legend that is David Agbonlahor. David, very good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, David.
Good morning, and come on, Motherwell.
Hey, they're doing well, mate. I'm telling you, Bumble. I don't care what it says. They're without doubt playing the best football in our country at the moment. That is for sure, no doubt about it.
I believe you, Al. I believe you.
David, tell me, before I move on to all things England, I started with Sam as well. What about that innings from Finn Allen? Is that one to beat the previous T20 century record by 13 balls, which was obviously Chris Gayle, to do it in 100 balls not out? Is that one of the best innings you've seen in perhaps ever, certainly years?
Yeah, and he's a real powerful player. Everybody wants him in the side. He's got great potential, very, very strong. And he had his day. And I think that is so important. You just mentioned South Africa, the favourites, and they're out of it because somebody had a day.
Yeah. What about England? What do you think? I mean, it's obviously well documented, playing India the favourites in their own backyard. But they're not without a chance, David.
Well, you've always got a chance, and you look at Butler and Salt, who have been quiet. They are world-class players. This is the time, a semi-final in Mumbai, in India's own backyard. This is the time to produce, but they've got to play the team that everybody needed to be. I still think India will win it. You know, my heart would say England, but my head would say that India are absolutely raving favourites to win this game.
You look at it, David, I mean, you're absolutely spot on to mention it. I mean, Salt and Butler in particular, he's having a tough time, Josh, averaging about 8. But we know, on his day, as good as anybody in the world, you know, ODI, T20, whatever it may be, hitting that ball. Harry Brook, fantastic century against Pakistan. Yes, I'm with you. India will be favourites, but... Yeah, as I said, I mean, with the lads on for Coral, England have got a chance. What's it going to take, David? In other words, is it going to take 3 or 4 top batting performances? Is it going to be better? We're going to have to be better with the ball?
Well, up to now, we've not been spectacular, but we've been efficient. You know, the efficiency of the team and the way that Brook is captain, and he's used his spinners very well. I've noticed that Michael Vaughan has come out and said that England have got better spinners. The caveat to that is that India play spin better. And so it just needs 2 or 3 players to have their day. And we've mentioned Salt and Butler. Harry Brook is a brilliant player, absolutely fantastic. Jofra Archer can turn a game. And, you know, I think we've got the tools, we've got the players, but we will be playing 12. We'll be playing their spectators as well.
David, I've got a question for you. How would you compare the atmosphere in Mumbai to Accrington Stanley on a Tuesday night, mate.
Well, don't forget Accrington Stanley. There are the neighbours that are trying to shut the club down because it's too noisy. They think it's too noisy, and so when you've got I don't know, you've got about 80 or 90,000 in the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai, and every one of them are fanatical about Indian cricket.
It's amazing, David. Listen. We've all been around it long enough to know anything can happen, but I'm just thinking about the whole thing. I'm going back to the Ashes. I'm going back to Harry Brooks' last 2 or 3 months, which he'd probably want to, well, he won't forget, but he'll want to forget it as quickly as possible. But sometimes sport, you know, I can see him lifting that trophy, you know.
Well, they've done great so far. They've got so far. I think he's captained well. I mean, this is the time, and I've been involved in this for too long. This is the time for somebody to stand up. And there's every chance that they might just feel the pressure. India might feel the pressure of a nation behind them. England have nothing to lose.
What do you think? Would you accept a boring performance like the Arsenal in a victory?
Yeah, well, you know, I'd have it either way, mate. I'm not bothered who wins it, but I am a betting man. I might just have a look at the outsiders. I might look at the underdogs.
I'm doing it, mate. Let me tell you, I'm doing it. I don't want to put the kiss of death on you, but I think 74 with that potential batting lineup and some of the bowlers have got. I understand they're second favourites, mate, but I don't think they're without a chance. I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope you enjoy it, mate.
Thank you.
Man,
Come on, Motherwell.
and amazing, Gab. See the amount of people since this in the last month or so. The people are asking me about Motherwell.
I know.
I mean, they've gone from asking me about Hearts every day to Motherwell now. Brilliant it is.
But it's better for the league, isn't it, Ali?
Of course it is.
For the neutrals.
It's magic.
More teams in and around it.
I should have asked Bumble the last time he'd heard of Motherwell, never mind shouting, come on, Motherwell. Brilliant. Coming up, we're going to turn our attention back to Spurs and what I think, and I think Gabby might agree, it's a must-win game against Palace tonight. We're both not sure they'll do it right enough. We'll be hearing from boss Igor Tudor next.
Manchester United defender Harry Maguire has today been handed a 15-month suspended sentence by a Greek court following an incident on the island of Mykonos. Way back in August 2020, actually, Maguire initially was given a suspended sentence of 21 months and 10 days in prison after being found guilty of repeated bodily harm, attempted bribery, violence against public employees and assault. The very next day, Maguire and his legal team lodged an appeal against that verdict. The appeal nullified his conviction and meant there would be a full retrial. The retrial was postponed on not one, not two, not three, but 4 occasions between 2023 and 2025. It finally started over in Greece today, and it concluded Maguire was guilty of non-serious assault, resisting arrest and attempted bribery. As I say, the sentence is 15 months suspended. Speaking to sources close to Harry Maguire, he continues to deny any wrongdoing and plans to appeal this verdict at the Supreme Court. He's also turned down, we're told, a number of opportunities to settle the case out of court, and he's determined that he'll clear his name legally. Now, Maguire wasn't part of these legal proceedings over in Greece. He's been preparing for Manchester United's big game away at Newcastle tonight. They have the opportunity to cement themselves in the top 3 in the Premier League. And he picked up an injury at the weekend. I'm told Maguire is expected to be involved. So that's the very latest as we have it.
Over the last few years, Formula One has gone from elitist and insular to a global entertainment brand. The transformation's down to American investment group Liberty Media, who cultivated a new image for the sport since buying it in 2016. Better access to drivers, improved content on social media and tapping into the US market have given F1 a massive boost in both attention and revenues. But is everyone happy? The fans certainly are, as evidenced by Drive to Survive. Almost 7 million people per season have tuned in to get all the gossip and all the drama from the paddock. The extra exposure means the drivers can demand a higher salary too. In 2010, the top drivers were earning $20 million a year, which isn't bad. But now, the very best earn 3 times that, with Max Verstappen getting a whopping $65 million in 2025. But money doesn't always buy happiness. Some drivers, including Verstappen, don't like the pageantry the changes have brought about. In Las Vegas in 2023, Verstappen said the drivers were made to look like clowns, and the event was 99% performance and 1% race. Some purists who still watch the sport feel the same, and that the spirit of competition has suffered. But Formula One and Liberty Media don't look like slowing down anytime soon. So expect more races, major events and exclusive access in future.
Yep, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. What time is it? 9:33. As of course Thursday the 5th of March as well. Ali and Gabby with you this morning. And of course our good friends at Arnold Clark with over 20,000 used cars online to choose from. They will have the car from you. Now, as you heard from me earlier in the news, it is indeed a very worrying situation in the Middle East, and it's ongoing. The first government flight due to rescue the stranded Brits in the Middle East failed to take off from Oman last night. That's the conflict enters a 5th day after US and Israeli strikes on Iran, in which the country's supreme leader was killed. Iran has continued to respond by launching attacks on Israel and US allied states in the Gulf. Several Brits are stranded in both permanent, semi-permanent and holiday residence Dubai, including a good member, a member of the talkSPORT family, the former West Ham and England defender, Alvin Martin. I'm delighted to say Alvin is joining us this morning. Alvin, first of all, good morning. How are you?
Morning, Gabby. Morning. Morning to you all. But yeah, it's afternoon here. It's beautiful. And I've got to say, Ali, it's nice and quiet.
Well, that's the main thing, Alvin. Obviously, the first thing we've got to ask you, how are you? How are your family? How's the health? Have you had any scares?
No, not at all. Not at all, Ali. We came out here on Thursday to visit my daughter, who's been here for 5 years. She lives here with her husband and her 3 children, and they're both working here. So we arrived on Thursday, and nothing untoward regarding anything. On Saturday, I went to a rugby competition. So the youngest one, the middle one, was playing in a rugby competition. That was Saturday morning, and then we got back Saturday afternoon to the Villa here. Yeah. And we started hearing repeated like dull thuds.
Yeah.
We didn't know what they were. Thought it might be some building. There's a lot of building going on, obviously, in Abu Dhabi. We're on a Yas Island at the moment, beautiful place. When we went out, we realised that it was interceptions of missiles that were going on up above us. And the only evidence that we could really hear was a very minor dull thud and puffs of smoke in the sky. Obviously, clear skies here in Abu Dhabi, but puffs of smoke that would rain out. So we obviously initially they were happening fairly frequently. So we for the first 2 or 3 hours, constantly dull thud. So we obviously were anxious. We were told on our mobile phones and by the local authorities to move inside, stay away from windows. So that initial anxiety of not knowing what was going on, Ali, wasn't nice, and the kids were obviously anxious.
Alvin, it's one of the places, Abu Dhabi, Dubai. I've been going there for years, especially Dubai, since the kids were young. It's one of the place where you feel safe, don't you? Where that's the last thing you would expect. With what happens in the world, you expect Abu Dhabi, Dubai to never have any sort of issues. Has this changed your daughter's sort of opinion in living there now, or moving back home? Any of those conversations yet?
Well, it's still very early. It's early, Gabby. Look, you know what I will say is that we all feel very safe here. I think the defence mechanism that's in place from Abu Dhabi and Dubai, we feel very sure and confident that it's doing its job. So you know I think this sort of occurrence, and as tragic as it is, and as massive as it is, I think it will take time to configure itself. But one thing I will say is that the advice that we've had from the local authorities, the defence that we feel is in place here, is very assured.
Good.
That's great news, Alvin. Listen, if I may, I'm going to move on. Somebody once said I'm going to move on now to perhaps the most important of the less important things on the planet, and that's football. We know how much football means to us all. Yourself, you'll be absolutely delighted. I've seen West Ham, man. I must admit, Alvin, I've been to see West Ham, I think 3 or 4 times in the last maybe 5-6 weeks. Played well against United, got a draw, comfortable one against Sunderland. You know, clearly they're still in it, mate. Brilliant result at home to Fulham. The one thing that they are doing, they're getting the sleeves rolled on, mate, and they're having a go.
Absolutely, Ali. Look, you know, 7-8 weeks ago, all of us, it doesn't matter how you look on the bright side at West Ham, it was looking pretty dim and dark. And I think now where we are now, we've got a team that is starting to really look like a team, Ali. You know, I think it always had a goal in them, and I think the front three have been excellent, you know, and not been our problem really all season. But obviously now the midfield, I think, is assured. We've got a lineup with goals in that, and it's solidified in there. The one worry that we all had was, can we keep clean sheets? And there's definitely been marks of improvement in that back four now. So big decisions made by the manager.
Brilliant, Alvin. Listen, we're not going to keep any more of your time. First of all, we're going to thank you very, very much for taking the time to join us, mate.
As well.
And stay safe. You and the family stay safe, and we'll hopefully see you back in the show soon, mate. Thanks very much for your time. Really appreciate it. You're right, Gab. It must be concerning. I don't care what MD says. You know what I mean? It must be really, really concerning.
Do you know what, Ali? Like, I've been going there since like 2007 with the friends and family and girlfriends and kids, but. It's one place, Dubai and Abu Dhabi, Ali, where you always thought to yourself, I'm safe here. You know, you're in the Middle East, of course, but you always felt, no problem here. People move over there because you're safe. You hear people that live over there, you can leave your house,
100%.
your cars open
as well.
because no one's gonna steal anything from your car, from your house. If you left your wallet on the side, it will be returned to you. You know, for the people that live there, especially the Brits as well over there, to have seen heard what's going on.
Which one would you prefer, Gab? If you had a choice of 4 or 5 days away, here's one for you. Would you prefer Abu Dhabi or would you prefer Dubai?
I think I'd prefer Abu Dhabi now.
Yeah?
Yeah. Something different to Dubai, but just amazing places to go, aren't they, Ali? You know, you feel safe. It's clean. You've got great food. It's the great weather. So I do feel for the people over there, and a lot of people have made big decisions to move over there for safety. Maybe people feel that it's safer than over here, Ali, at times. Yeah. You know, what happens over here. Do you know what I mean?
You could make, there's certainly a case for that, mate.
Exactly.
Certainly a case, but that's probably a debate for another day.
Yeah.
We're going to move back to the Premier League. Igor Tudor's interim reign. He's lost his first 2 games, and following Sunday's defeat at Fulham, went down the road of calling out the struggling players. Have a listen to this, Gab.
What you want to do with yourself, you know? More personality, more wish to do before reacting, you know. Plenty of things, lot of things. We are lack when we attack. We are lack of the you know, quality to score the goal. We are lack in the middle to run, and we are lack behind to stay there and suffer and not concede the goal. So amazing situation, amazing.
Could argue with that, mate.
Ali, if they go down, could this be one of the worst appointments in Premier League history? I just don't get why you didn't get someone that's got an affiliation to the club. Harry Redknapp, he's come out and said he would have took it. Just look what Martin O'Neill done at Celtic. Just go in and just make the right decision, because Igor Tudor had won his first game at every club that he's managed, Ali. Okay, it comes to Spurs, loses to Arsenal. Now what? Loses again to Fulham. Tonight wouldn't surprise me if they lose. And his whole demeanour and energy seems a bit down already.
Well, we're going to hear from him again, right? Because that was him talking after the Fulham loss. He faced the media again yesterday, and once more, he laid down the gauntlet to himself and his players. Have a listen.
You need to enjoy this job like you did when you start, 10 years old, to do this sport. So you don't need to forget that this is, in the end, only sport. So the really pressures are other jobs, for the family and the money and the work in the jobs, like doctors who are making operation. They decide about life and death, so that's the really pressure. Also, this is a sport. The club is, Tottenham always been like a club who has a big pressure, so you need to be ready, you need to accept this and stand up. I know you can use this, don't stay behind, take responsibility, have a courage to confront these things.
Here you go, Gab. I'll tell you where I'm with, right? I'm with you 100%. I think in terms of getting the whole place alive, I think Harry, Glenn, something like that might have been a better decision. However, I cannot argue with anything that he said there.
Of course.
Because he's called them out, right? Because he's probably thinking to himself, well, I'm not going to be here next season. What do? Do I put an arm around them and try and mollycoddle them, perhaps like Thomas Frank did? I don't know if Thomas Frank did that, I'm only surmising. Or do I just say, well, you know something? I'm only going to be here another 3, 4, 5 weeks. I'm just going to tell him the truth. Here, have some of that. I don't mind what he's done, right? I really don't mind what he's done. It's just, I'd be a little bit more concerned if I was a Tottenham fan at whether some of his players have taken it on board, mate.
I just think sometimes, Al, the players this generation now, in a moment like this, I just think maybe I get the hard tactics going on players and maybe running them more and being a bit firm, but they're so delicate, mate. Like, they probably need an arm around the shoulder. A Harry, come on, you great players, go out there and do your stuff. These are the tactics we're going to do. I just fear that, like, some of these players might look, Ali, I'll get a move anyway.
That's it.
My agent spoke to me. He'll get me out. He'll get me out in the summer. I'm not playing Championship. Now, they'll want to sell me, financial reasons.
I might be totally wrong, right? But I look at those teams down at the bottom, right? I'm looking at West Ham. I'm looking at Forest last night, right? I don't think those players are thinking, do you know something? See, if I get relegated, I'll be off somewhere else.
No.
I'm not sure I can say that, but a lot of the Tottenham squad.
Exactly.
And I might be totally wrong, by the way. But I look at body language. You can always see things with body language, mate.
And against Fulham, I think Simmons come off, didn't he? And Moani come off. And they looked like heads were down, being taken off. But they've not done enough. Simmons, 52 million, 3 goals in 35 games in all comps. Moani,
I know.
4 goals from 29. Kudus got injured, but only got 3 goals in 26. It's not been nowhere near good enough, Ali. This league season, they've only got 2 wins at home. Only Sheffield Wednesday have earned fewer home points than Spurs, who have got 10 in the top 4 tiers of English football this season.
I'm telling you right now, Gabby,
wow.
That is unbelievable.
And a stadium like that, Ali.
Yeah. And to think about it, and it'd be an absolute possibility that Tottenham Stadium, which is one of the best I've been in anywhere on the planet, they could be hosting a Lincoln City side who are absolutely flying in their division and look as though they're going to thoroughly deserve to get promoted. I mean, the thought of that would be staggering.
Imagine Lincoln going to that stadium and seeing all the fancy food. The console, a bit of sushi.
You better not get yourself in trouble here. Is it? You try to tell me they don't have fancy food in Lincoln?
No, I'm talking about at stadiums. When you go to that Spurs stadium, I told you, didn't I, a couple of weeks ago, the cottage pie alley was over the top.
Oh, mate, I swear to God, it's brilliant. I had the big Frankie Vons, I had the prawns the last time I was at Tottenham, man. They were sensational. They really were sensational. Right, anyway.
Will Beyonce want to perform in the Championship Club alley?
Either way, Spurs, what a game they have got tonight. They're hosting Crystal Palace to finally hopefully win a league game in 2026. Rain or shine, former Spurs midfielder Jamie O'Hara. He'll be here to take your calls alongside the one and only Jason Cundy on the Sports Bar. That, of course, will be post-game tonight. Coming up, we turn our attention to the other end of the table and the race for Champions League football. Rossinier and Carrick team, I've got to say, regardless of last night, both doing a fantastic job. Obviously, United losing up at Newcastle was at the game, thoroughly enjoyed it, and they are proving everyone they are the right men to seal the top 4 places. We're going to discuss that next, Gab.
Could it be the end of Igor Tudor?
Well, there's certainly a few whispers to that effect. I've got to say, I've been making some inquiries this morning and I've been met with a little bit of a wall of silence, so I've not been able to stand up these rumours. But I understand it. I went quite strong on this in our show on Sunday when we were going around the grounds and Tottenham were losing at Fulham. I think already this looks like a disastrous appointment, and I'll tell you why. Igor Tudor was brought in because of his reputation for being a firefighter. I think he won his first game at his previous 5 clubs, obviously lost heavily in the North London derby, lost again at Fulham last weekend, and he seems to be going down the route of calling out his players. Now, he's probably right, by the way. These players are underperforming. They don't have the best attitude from the outside looking in. But if you're an interim manager, Danny, is that the way to get the best out of the players? They're really going to listen to a guy they know won't be there, well, maybe beyond the end of this game, let alone the end of the season?
Some players would be more dismissive than others, I think, in that respect. I don't think it's a problem him having a pop at the players if he's already had a pop at them himself in the dressing room and just repeating what he said. That's not a big deal for players. My bigger issue with him is more from, it looks, both games I've watched, I was at the Tottenham one at the weekend, didn't look like a group of players who knew what their jobs were or what they were trying to do. Normally it's quite easy to see what they've been working on. The formation against Arsenal with the 3 at the back, they were all over the place. I know Arsenal are a good side, but still, some of the defending was woeful. And to go and play 4-4-2 with 2 big lads up top, Muani and Solanke, and just not get them the ball and not pick any of them. There was 3 lads in mid.
The Green Party have won the Denton and Gorton by-election. Labour in 3rd place.
Breaking news that Peter Mandelson has now been arrested. So Mandy and Andy have now both had their collars felt.
What would Andrew Loney tell them to do?
To come clean, be honest. And if Charles is complicit in this cover-up, which I believe he is, then I think he has to fall on his sword.
When you define sex, what your gender or sex, what you mean is biological sex, and that's a man or woman, what you are physically, not what you think you are on a Wednesday afternoon.
Okay, we're in the home straight, mate. talkSPORT Breakfast. Our good friends Arnold, Clark, Ali and Gabby with you this morning. Gabby's been talking about his love for corporate gigs. He loves a corporate gig, does my pal. How does a VIP private suite for you and 11 mates for a day at the Cricket Sound this summer? It sounds good, let me tell you. Well, time is running out. Thanks to Pitch Experiences, we're sending you to the Super Box at the Oval for the England versus Sri Lanka ODI in total luxury. This sounds fantastic. And for your chance to win, text 1 to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or call 0343 418 7260. Lines close this Friday at 4 p.m. That's when, of course, you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a talkSPORT promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. Now, so if you have a chance to win, text 1 to 83338 now. Okay, Gab, we're going to turn our attention to the race for Champions League football. Incredible result last night. Saw Chelsea, as you're well aware, batter Villa 4-1 at Villa Park. Chelsea boss Liam Rossignol, as you can imagine, Gabby, well, he was thrilled, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's the football that I love to see. Some of the football leading up to those goals from the back, playing through the lines, linking, playing one touch, combining. It was a magnificent team performance. And what I really like, João's finish is top with his left foot, but the two tap into the goals that I really like, because we work hard with him on his positioning in the box to get more goals.
Will you see this game and this result as huge in the Champions League chase?
It's only huge if we back it up. We didn't get too carried away when we dropped points against Burnley and Leeds, which we shouldn't, and we didn't get carried away when we lost at Arsenal on Sunday. We can't get carried away now. We have to make sure these performances are consistent and make sure we're where we want to be at the end of the season.
Gabby.
Hi, mate.
3 points, mate, right? Between Manchester United in third, 51, Villa 51, Chelsea, and then Liverpool, both 48.
Yes.
Hey, mate, I'll tell you right now, that is tough to call. And I think, sadly, mate, current form at this moment in time, it might be Villa that would drop out, mate, for me at this moment in time.
Yes, for me too. Hurts to say it, I always want to be positive about Aston Villa, and they're in the top four at the moment, Ali. They're in the knockout stages of the Europa League. It's been a fantastic season, but the players that are available now aren't doing it. I'll repeat myself from earlier. They didn't lay a glove on Chelsea, Ali. And I'm talking, Ali, didn't lay a glove. Chelsea were playing it out from the back and literally playing it into Caicedo and Fernandes. No one near them. Buendia wasn't doing his defensive responsibilities on Caicedo. And fullbacks and centre-halves just ball watching. So easy for balls in behind, loads of runners for Chelsea. And I kid you not, Ali, they probably could have scored 7 or 8, all similar goals, balls in behind, square it. Garnacho missed one late on where he should score as well. Very poor performance from Aston Villa, and they're capitulating, mate.
What about, you'd be certain, if you're a Liverpool fan, you'd be concerned as well though, mate, but you know what? I mean, I was there on Tuesday night. Rob Edwards, Wolves battled away. They weren't brilliant, but I mean, you've got to say that's 2 fabulous results they've had when you think about it. 2 home results against teams going for Champions League places. You can argue it's a tough place to go. But Liverpool, the continued question marks over the level of performance, and I know he scored Mo Salah, just does not look the same player. Liverpool will be concerned as well.
100%. Gakpo poor. I saw Steven Gerrard's comments after the game, and he said the young lad Rio has to start because Gakpo's not doing it.
He did well when he came on in Gilmore.
Salah's not doing it. So maybe he starts the FA Cup game on the weekend away to Wolves. But Liverpool, very poor defensively again. Too easy. The Wolverhampton Wanderers goals. But if I'm Liverpool, Manchester United and Chelsea, yes, Aston Villa's form has been horrendous, Ali. 1 win in 6. But when you've had that bad form, you're still in the top 5.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So maybe Villa can turn it round, and maybe McGinn can get back, and maybe Tielemans with your last 6 games of the season to go.
Gab, there's not too many people before the midweek round of matches started would have said at the top 6, Arsenal win, City draw, United beat, Villa beat, Chelsea win, Liverpool beat. I mean, the one thing it does tell you, I've got to say, it tells you about the quality of the league.
100%. And Liverpool's next game in the Premier League, they've got Spurs.
Yeah.
At home. And Spurs, Ali, doesn't go their way tonight. They're going to have to go into that Liverpool game, going to try and win it.
Yeah.
Not be just happy with a point or sit back. So there's so many twists and turns that are going to happen. And we've seen with the Premier League, no one thought Nottingham Forest were going to go and get a point at the Etihad last night, but
Agreed.
they did.
Agreed, mate. How's your day looking, pal?
I'm going to avoid every fan base possible
I would have
on
thought
my
that might
way
be the
home.
case. Yeah.
And yeah,
Under
I'm
the
going to lock
bed.
myself in my house. Yeah.
Under the bed, maybe come out
I'm
tomorrow.
going to get my
evening.
Crystal Palace shirt on. And what's the game tonight, Ali? What about you, mate?
Mate, brilliant. I'm heading down. I've got the show with Ray tomorrow.
Lovely.
Thanks for your company, mate. It's been great to see you.
Yes,
I
pleasure,
will look
mate.
forward to seeing you, catching up with you hopefully next week at some point,
Yes.
mate. Big thanks to Gabby there. Now, don't forget, huge show coming tomorrow morning from 6 a.m. Myself and Ray Parlour. Ray Party Parlour will be with us in the studio, so looking forward to that. Sunderland Fender has gone from... It's a great wee story as well. Conference South of the Premier League. Luca 9 will be with us, and we'll build up to a huge weekend of FA Cup action. And Ray will, of course, react to Alan Pardew's Asterix comments. And if that wasn't enough, legendary England and Lions winger Anthony Watson will join us to explain what has gone wrong for England in the Six Nations. And I'm not sure they're a certainty to win at the weekend. 6 a.m. is the place tomorrow morning for talkSPORT Breakfast. Stay with us. Jim and Simon are coming next. Thanks for your company.
I've got some sad news in the Cundy household, mate.
Go on, what's happened?
So the lucky Mr. C took our little dog out, Crumble, a little small bichon. Took him
Crumble?
out. His name's Crumble. Took him out for a walk on
Bit
Saturday,
like Chelsea.
Saturday morning. And he's running around, like you're happy as a, And all of a sudden she noticed that Crumble's having a bit of a limp up. He looks like he's
crumbling.
He wants to come off. He's giving one of them with his front paws,
Yeah. Well, he's limping about.
He's limping about, mate. And so she brings him home, and I don't know what's wrong with him. She took him to the vets yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Done a cruciate.
What?
Crumble's done a cruciate, right? Seriously, right? He's out for the rest of the season, poor little thing. He's out for the rest of the season.
Crumble's crumbled.
Crumble's crumbled, mate. Well, it's not a proper Cundy dog unless you have a problem with